Hey. Hi everyone, this is your favorite film critic Jay or Jalan Salah as you formerly know her. And today I am blessed and happy to finally have my friend and podcaster extraordinaire, Scott Karushaar, the host of the only podcast devoted to the works of Quentin Tarantino, Church of Tarantino, of which the man himself is a listener and a fan of. He is vet, writer, teacher, podcaster, and he's also my friend, and I love Scotty so much. So, how are you doing today, Scotty?
Well, thank you for having me on. This is my favorite part is to go on other people's shows. I would like to be a guest for hire. I don't have to do any editing. I don't have to do anything. I just show up, talk some shit, go away, and then you have to do all the extra heavy lifting. But I'm doing good, considering the world we currently live in. So yeah, we'll just pretend that everything's good.
Everything is
We'll just,
fine and
as
it's
as they say in Finding Nemo, we'll just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
everything is fine. We're celebrating cinema, celebrating art, the things we love the most. I've been on the Church of
Mhm.
Tarantino more times than I can count. And every time was a blast. I laughed my ass off. We talked a lot. We just worshiped Tarantino as
Mhm.
we all do there. And we're acolytes too. So, yeah,
You are.
I'm celebrating you here because this is success
Well, I appreciate
story.
that.
Seriously, Scott, how did it come? I know like bits and pieces, but I want you to tell in brief, like Church of Tarantino, how and why, and how it reached its heights by actually talking to the man himself,
Heights, yeah.
the founder of the church or
It
the
is.
prophet.
It was a weird transition. So when I started podcasting, which was about 2 weeks before COVID hit, so I did not know COVID was coming when a buddy and I started a Nicolas Cage podcast. We thought there's no way in the world there's going to be a Tarantino. We'll do Tarantino because thousands of people have done it. Now, I didn't research that. So that's my fault. But maybe also probably something that was good because it was there for me later. So we tried Nicolas Cage for a little bit. We overdid it. We got overzealous. We did way too much. And we realized it was a space that had a lot of people in it that we couldn't make much headway in. So we shifted to a show called, there was a weekly show called Watch This or Die, which basically went through a bunch of films that we really liked and thought other people should be watching. And then my buddy, his girlfriend at the time, got pregnant with his second kid, and he was going to suddenly not have enough time. So I found myself in a position where I wanted to keep podcasting, but I was like, I'm just going to go out on my own because sometimes it is hard to do with an actual co-host because now you're relying on two people's schedule. And I said, let's see what the Tarantino space is like. And I researched and I found a bunch of people who had done like maybe a season or like they did 9 episodes to talk about his movies, but they never actually were a weekly or monthly or any kind of podcast that followed him specifically. So I said, well, fuck it, let's take a shot. To me. So I spent about a month and a half on social, like literally plugging that it was coming. And then it started off slow and slowly built. And then I think you joined us in season 3 and we looked at Pulp Fiction for its 30th anniversary the whole year. And it slowly has been building. And for the fact that the man, uh, since his last movie, he's gotten married, has 2 kids, lives in Tel Aviv half the year, find himself being bored. Out of the blue, he's listening to this thing without any knowledge of what, from us that he's doing it. And one day last summer, he reaches out and says he would like us to come out. He would like me to come out and interview him at his place in LA and watch his version of Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair. And how that happened is still doesn't make sense, but it's a real, when I started the show, I never ever imagined and never thought we'd ever have Tarantino on. He's not on social media, so
No.
there's no way to reach him. Unless you know him personally. And even though I've met him, I don't have his email. So people think like I can just contact him. I can't
Can you
just
talk to your
contact him
buddy,
directly.
Queetsy? Exactly.
You have no idea how many emails I've gotten by people. Can you reach out to him and tell him, to take this? Look, first off, I'm not a person who's against like if someone had something like they were really wanted Tarantino to do there on a dying wish something like that. Maybe I could reach out to his people and see. But
Exactly.
I'm not here to try to connect other people to him.
Exactly. This
I
is
don't
not
know
your
him that
job
well.
in
We're not like
life.
we're best friends. Yeah, it's not like we're best friends. We golf on the weekends together. He's gonna reach out to me and tell me what he's doing next. So I would get these weird reach outs like, "Hey, can you do this?" I'm like, "No, I can't." I mean, I appreciate you thinking I'm that high up in the food chain, but I really am not. So the fact that he listened and is a fan, and I got to meet him is something I never imagined. And the fact that I don't want to come across conceited to your listeners, viewers. But the fact that he reached out to the show, to us, to me, when I say us, I include my acolytes in that. The show's not the same without you. He likes the acolytes. It would just be me talking into the ether by myself, and it would not have the same flow, and I don't think it would have the same listenership if it was just me, just ranting and raving like some old man shaking his fist on his lawn about Tarantino films.
I'd watch that.
But it was great that he reached out to the show and wanted, and so like he came to us. We didn't go to him. And that's a feather in the cap I'll always be able to have because I didn't ask for an interview with him. He
Yeah.
asked for me to come on and interview him. So, again, if I never get to talk to him again, if it never happens again, I'll be disappointed, but it'll be okay because as a group, we did it. Our voice has been heard by the man himself. Now, I don't know if he's going to still listen because he's about to throw himself into a bunch of busy stuff. So it may
Yeah.
be a while. He may have, he may take a year or so off and then come back and check out the show in a couple years. But I don't know. It's just been, a crazy year ride, and it's just been a lot of fun. It's rare to have fandom go in tandem. Normally it's a one-way street, right? If you're a fan of it, we're going to talk about some people here, but I know you're kind of a fan of a man named Butler. It's like you're a fan of him. Imagine all of
Yeah.
a sudden you find out he's a fan of you.
Can you
It blows
believe
your
it?
mind because
Exactly.
it's fandom goes a one-way street. I'm a fan. They're the people I'm a fan of. They don't know me.
Exactly.
They thank
Yes.
us because when they say we thank our fans, they don't. We're just nameless dots,
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
then for
that's
them to
true.
pick out the dot and go, no, I'm a
Exactly.
fan of you.
Austin Butler is a fan of
That's
Jalen Salah. Oh my God. Thank you, guys.
exactly right.
So
Like
he's
imagine that,
so he's
right?
a
Like
fan
your
of you.
head goes.
But you have to. I mean, sorry, conceded my ass. You should celebrate yourself, Scotty. This is a victory. This is
You know,
celebration.
when you like somebody, or and they like when the highest praise you can get, and it's nerve wracking too because when you do a podcast about something somebody, like if it's a band podcast or whatever it may be, if you're doing your podcast about a real live living person and they actually listen to it,
It's just
the
awesome.
the best hope you can have is they like something about it and they don't think it's bullshit and you're a freaking idiot. That's the biggest fear. It's like he listens to the show and goes, this guy's a fucking moron. I need to send a cease and desist letter to him because he's just lost it. But for it to be the reverse of that and to get high praise from him, it really it means a lot because it's hard to explain. When I was 18, I saw his film, Pulp Fiction. The 18-year-old me would never have believed
Of
in any
course.
stretch of the imagination that at some point in my life I would meet the man and he would be a fan. That's not a reality most people live in. And for that to happen, it still kind of like wriggles your mind and go, holy shit, Quentin Tarantino actually knows my name. I've got a picture with him. We shook hands. We talked for hours. It's
Yes.
like he's been on my show. Like for the rest of time, I could die tonight, but for the rest of time until hopefully America doesn't blow this place up, um,
Amen.
as long as human beings are still around, there's still the ability to listen to podcasts. That show will always be out there. So my voice and his voice will be forever married in one episode at least. And that's kind of like it's my trophy, my Super Bowl win, whatever it is. It's
It
the
is.
accomplishment of my professional career that I'm very proud of, and it's one of those things where you can go, I can now bow out in life. Not that I want to, but if I were, I would feel I've accomplished something that I never thought was possible, and I'm good with that. I'm very happy with that. I won't go into the unknown with that at least as a regret.
Yes. And he was also very generous. Like he invited you, he gave you like a royal treatment. I thought this was
He
also
really
very
did.
generous of him. Seriously, I love it when it's not just like you said, it's not just a fan and like the star encounter, but he was actually very generous and appreciative of that fan. He pampered you, man. It was awesome when
Well,
you told
it's
us about it.
again, this is going to sound this. I do apologize. People don't
No.
know me like you do. I'm not
Yes.
conceited about this at all.
No, he's
But I
not. He's
just to give you an
Scotty.
idea of how nice he was originally. And again, I was just happy that they wanted us to come on and see the video. Like I would have been happy if they said he just wants you to see the movie. That's all I would have. I wouldn't have. I wasn't expecting anything else. But the fact that when they were first going to go out there, they're going to put us up in the Best Western near Universal Studios. He found out and said, "No, no, 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 no. Chateau Marmont, putting him up there," which is, when I found that out, we were just kind of like, wait a minute, what? You're putting us up where?
Awesome.
All these famous people? I'm like, are you what? So yeah, we were just treated like royalty by him and the amazing people that he had at the Vista and Pam's Coffee. It was just, one of the greatest moments of my life. It really was.
Yes.
Like it is hard to match. It took 3 months. And my buddy Pat, who's been on my show, I don't know if you got a chance to record them, but you know who Pat is.
Yeah, I
Anyone
know
who's
Pat.
listening up.
Exactly.
Um, we couldn't believe that it was happening. We were shell shocked. It took us 3 months to kind of come off of
Of
that. Like
course.
it felt like life was. It felt, I don't know. It was like a breakup. Like, I know it sounds strange, but it felt like we were divorced by somebody, and it took 3 months to kind of get over one, the excitement and the amazing time we had out there, but then like the kind of like that come down from having such something amazing happen, and
Yes,
it's kind of like
exactly.
it's like we retired, like we won a championship, and then we just retired. And I was like, now what do we do with our life? And it was
It's
kind of like, how do I get back into
it's this
normal life and go back
euphoria
to
and
teaching?
adrenaline. Yeah, because I think I remember a doctor telling me about a very exciting time in my life that you reached a very, very high. So all the levels of everything in your body got really high. For that to be
Mm-hmm.
low, first of all, it will be really hard on you. So prepare for the worst. But second of all, it will take time. This is why they were telling me, like, don't stress yourself because when your cortisol hormone reaches
Mm-hmm.
like very high levels, for it to come down on you to be a normal person, it will take time. So yeah, of course you had to have that. It was like a high. You were on a high, like for a few days. It felt like magical experience. Someone could actually write a movie about that. You know what I mean? Seriously, this is
Yes,
an
yes.
experience of a lifetime. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, kudos to you, babe. No, no, no,
Well,
nothing
thank
to
you
feel
again. I
humble
wouldn't have
about.
got there without you and others because, like I said, no one wants to listen to just some bald guy talk by himself in a
But
room about movies.
but Scott,
Most of
tell
those people are in straitjackets and put somewhere.
I'd watch that. Okay. Scott, what makes people come back? Because we always come back for more and more and more. And it's just not Tarantino, I'm sorry, but it's you. You give us, I
Oh,
think,
I
this
appreciate that.
this energy. I feel like we're safe, we're just chill, we're happy and comfortable, and we just want to be on the church. So what is the secret? What do you do to make, your co-host feel like, okay, I just want to be back with Scotty. What is Scotty brewing? What is he preparing? I need to do.
I send you drugs that no one knows about. You're forced to take them before you come on the show. No, it wouldn't be something like sends this crazy good cocaine. It's unbelievable. We can't help ourselves.
Ooh,
Uh,
yeah.
you know what I think it is the one great thing about podcasting. And I actually feel sorry, and this is going to sound very like elitist or snobby, but I feel sorry for people who are famous and do podcasting because none of
Oh
it
my God, I
is
can't stand them.
genuine.
Oof.
It's usually someone selling something or they're pushing something. Now, every now and again, you get like a Conan O'Brien or somebody. There are some people who have people come on, and I think what makes for a good podcast and wants people to come back is you're talking to friends. And I found that within the first time of, I know immediately if the guest is going to be a repeat guest because how we interact. I even don't care if you like the movies. It's more about listening to your take and us having fun and being and not taking it too seriously. I think sometimes people get up their ass and want it to be avant-garde or
Ooh
some
la
kind
la.
of yeah, exactly.
L'amour.
Yeah, exactly. I know everything. I'm the
Oh, I'm
greatest. We have
Godard.
berets on, smoking cigarettes. It should be two friends talking about what they love. And most of it's cinephiles. So most of the people come on are cinephiles. They enjoy, and then they don't have to be just Tarantino fans. I'm not just a Tarantino fan. I
No.
do enjoy other movies. Otherwise, I wouldn't be
Yes.
on here today. No, I can only talk about Tarantino. Like that's closed mindedness. I think
Exactly.
it's just I try to make it feel like we're just talking, like we're not even doing any real kind of work. Like it's you have things that you have to prepare for the show, but I think that brings it gives an opportunity for you to also demonstrate your knowledge so that
Yeah.
I learn a lot from my guests. It's the reason I do the show is we all see movies differently, right? Like we're going to talk about two movies today that we may not even ingest them the same way. We may like one more than
Yes.
the other. We may dislike this or that or see the things. I think that's fun because it brings discourse and it gives you a chance to go, I never thought of that before. I think that's what the fun is we don't have that in the world now. We don't have critical
No.
thinking and we don't aren't allowing ourselves to be open to the possibility that we may not know everything or that we could learn something new. I think that's what's exciting for me is yes, I want to share the knowledge I have. but I don't come into any situation going, I am the end all, be all, know all of this topic. I have some
Yes.
ideas, and there are times people, if you listen to the show, people bring up some ideas. I'm like, I like that take. That's it's exciting. So I try to make it that whenever we get together, and it's not just with me, but I think whenever I put people together, and sometimes just based on who has decided to be on what,
It's
there's a
just
really good camaraderie.
fantastic.
People become friends. You're
Yeah.
part of my Inglorious Bitches. That's crazy to say, but it was
Yes.
three girls who didn't know each other. That I wanted more people, more female voices. And then the three of you, I asked if you wanted to be on it because you guys had talked about Bastards separately. And then the three of you come on, you, Lex, and HB, and
Yes.
it just works well. And I think, and then from that, you've also been on some other people's show who have been on my show. So it's a
Yes.
great, I like that it's this great community. And I think
Community.
that's what it is. It's a community. It's like, I don't get jealous if you're on someone else's show. That's freaking stupid to be. I'm happy that I'm able to put you with someone else and they're like, hey, I like Jalen. I want her on my show. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't,
Bam.
that's why she's on mine. So I think it's a lot of fun. And I just try for it to be a community and us to be friends. Because at the end of the day, when I'm done recording, I don't think I'll stop being friends because I think my best friends that I've had in my life are the people I record with.
Same
I know that
here.
sounds crazy, but I actually have more in common and enjoy and like celebrating each other's wins and being there for each other when they're down than most people I know in my life. And I think that is what's special about my accolades. And I think it has translated because Tarantino likes you, like likes all of you, right? So like he himself
Yes.
enjoys, as he calls it, my crazy. I forget what he called them now. My cast of crazies. He likes all those people, right? There's things he likes about everybody that you all bring to the show, and so I think that's what makes it work. I don't think it's just because he was on. He helped get more ears to it, but a lot of people have stayed because of the people who come on, and I think we just have a good time.
And I feel like, and I think you will agree with me on this, Scott, it's the diversity and where we are. So you now have, because, okay, let's all be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, we love the people in our real life, but it's
Mm-hmm.
limited. It's just people
It
in your
is.
state, in your city, in your
Mm-hmm.
town. But when you know someone from, let's say, Puerto Rico, and then you know someone from a different state, like some a
Mm-hmm.
southern state, and then it's New York, and then it's LA, and then
You're
it's
in Egypt.
and I'm in Egypt, and then
Yes.
someone from whatever,
Okay.
like
Yeah. England,
France or
Ireland.
England.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
can you imagine? And these all are your friends, and they hold hands and they
Mm-hmm.
celebrate. So I feel like I have more in common with people from all over the world than people who are 2 blocks away because it's the same setting, and sometimes it's confining, especially if you have an artistic spirit and you have a creative mind.
It's also fun because you get to learn, you know, I get to see how you interpret Tarantino films. What's it
As an
like
Egyptian,
for
exactly.
someone as an Egyptian? What English? What do other people see it as a woman, as a black man, as a
Exactly.
Hispanic woman, as a white person? How are each of you in taking these? How do they affect you differently? Gives me a perspective. Like, yeah, it's easy for me to go, oh, Tarantino's a great writer of women. What's a male's perspective? What's a female's perspective on this subject? I could say, oh, well, Tarantino should be allowed to write the N word. Well, that's a very brave statement for a white man from America to say.
That's
What's an actual African American have to say about it? What do other people have to say about this? What is the real discourse on it? And being open to listen to it. Plus, I think film is that one art form that can kind of bring everyone together if you like something. You
yes.
you celebrate it. It doesn't matter where you live. We all enjoy it, but then we also have different influences. So I don't know.
In
It's just
different
it's been a lot of
cultures,
fun
different
to yes.
upbringings, exactly. So
That's what
yeah,
used to be great about the country I currently live in, and that's the great thing is as a teacher, I have students from every walk of life. Being in the middle of New York, in
yes,
the state of New York, so I have kids of Arab descent. I have kids of Hispanic descent, Asian descent, Black Americans, white Americans. I have everything in
everything.
my classroom, and everyone interacts together, right? Like it's just what life is.
This is the
So
beauty of it. Mhm.
that's the beauty of really what the American experience is supposed to be. And
Yes.
so it's the same thing I like to do on the show. So I really do try to. I don't want it to be a bunch of 40 to 50-year-old white men talking about film. We've got plenty of those podcasts out there. I like to have multi cultural and diverse people talking because it just makes the conversation more exciting, and we get to learn from each other. I think that's the fun thing. Like I get to learn about places that I've never been to. And now I have a reason to go see these places. If freaking gas prices ever come down, you can actually leave your town again. But
Hopefully, yes.
yeah, I think it's just fun to have people from all walks of life on the show. It just does makes the stew, as they say, better. It's just a more fun experience. You get to experience cultures and people that you never would, especially because now we do this, video. We have talked so much. So I met my friend Pat for the first time, and Devon in California for this, because at the time Devon was living there. He's now moved to Chicago, and Pat came out to help me. We had seen each other, probably 6 times a year on this, or even sometimes through texting. So when we saw each other in person, it was
How?
as if we had actually been
Oh
in
my
person
God.
before, because we've seen each other. So if we were to
Yes.
meet one time, it's not going to be that odd
No,
because we've
actually.
spoken so much. It's almost like, oh, I finally now see you in the flesh, as opposed to through a screen on a computer. But it it's just enabled us as podcasters to find our niche, find where we belong, and find people from all over the world that are more like us than we've been led to believe by other people.
Yes, yes, by systems and by media and by everything, sometimes in the way we were brought or the way we were surrounded. And this is what I love, the way that we
Mhm.
defy things that were predefined for us. No, we search and we discover and we find out for ourselves. And the main thing that collects us all or brings us together is cinema. So how beautiful
Mhm.
is that?
Yes, yes, yes. I love movies. So hopefully they keep them around.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill those too. Jesus
Yeah. They're trying to kill everything, I
Christ.
feel. You
They
are right.
really
We should
are.
go back to
They
dinosaur
really
age.
are.
I'm sorry
Oh,
that this should
it's like
happen.
some, movies are the place as my escape, right? It's a place to escape. It's a place to, again, even in movies, you live other cultures, you live other experiences by watching movies.
That's
This is why
true.
when people fight against, like, well, why is there a black person doing this or a white person doing this or a green person doing this? Like, who gives a shit? Is the story good? I don't care what the color of the person is. Is the story good? And also, why can't other people have their stories told? It doesn't
And
make sense either.
and why do
People
you
are
want
so fighting against it.
and why do you want to see only your people making this is the stupidest thing. Don't you
Hmm.
want to know what other people think and feel? And do you want to feel like in common? I feel like when you watch a movie from a different culture, a different
Hmm.
language, maybe a language that you don't even understand, and you realize that you connect to this character, this is a poignant moment. It actually gives me goosebumps because, oh my God, this person has lived an entirely different experience than mine, different culture, different life. And yet this moment of truth is something that I connect with and that made me feel in common with this person, maybe more than someone who would be next to me in a cafe or in the workplace. So isn't that just an awe-inspiring moment that we all aspire to? Gosh.
I think so, because film gives us an opportunity to realize that maybe we have cultural differences, but the human experience is the same no matter where you are. Loss is loss, love is love, heartbreak is heartbreak, success is success. You know what I mean? Defeat is defeat. It doesn't matter if it happens in Egypt or it happens down the street from where I live. It's all are the reasons might be different, and the circumstances around it might be different, but the feeling is still the
Exactly.
same. The experience is still the same.
That's true.
Experiencing love in Egypt or experiencing love in England or experiencing love in Mexico is the same all over the world, as well as sadness, death, revenge, all of that stuff still resonates to all of us. We've all had those feelings because we have the human experience. And that's what I think borders and people regionalizing things, they forget that it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, we still experience and feel the same things. It's just how we experience it is what makes it different.
It's true. Brings us to the two movies because okay, I shared
Yes.
with Scott a list of films
Yes.
and I asked him,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, what are you interested in talking about?" And we started had the mini list and then we decided on these two films. So we are talking about Black Rain, 1989, Ridley Scott,
Yes.
and Caught Stealing, Darren Aronofsky, 2025. Why did you pick those two movies, Scott?
Black Rain is a movie I remember seeing probably when I was in middle school, right before I got into high school. It's that time of my life where I'm getting out of the 80s movies I knew as a kid, and now I'm starting to experience more adult themed movies. And this is America. So cop dramas
Yes.
I would like to say we're the king of them, right? Like, I mean, whether they're good or bad, or the stories that, but cop dramas are an American
American.
cornerstone film, right?
And by the way, for
So
an
it,
Egyptian too, like for me, this is
mhm.
like watching these movies and Tom Cruise movies and military movies. This is like this is what they live. This is their daily life. So I totally get you.
Well, it's also cool because it's a fish out of water story. Because not only is it American cops, but now they're going to Japan, so
Yeah.
you're getting a completely change of scenery and how things are done. I don't know. I love Michael Douglas back then, and also Andy Garcia. Jesus, he's a good
Oh
actor. You
my,
forget how good of an actor he is.
oh my God.
So
Don't get
he's
me
great. And
started.
then I just recently saw Caught Stealing because I'm a fan of a lot of Aronofsky's
Me
films,
too.
and I there's just something I went to see, and I thought, okay, we'll see how this goes, and it really was really good. I really enjoyed it last year. It was in my top 5 or top 10 of the year.
You are
I was
right.
blown away by it. At first I thought, okay, it's gonna be this hokey little movie, but it really, and we'll talk when we get to talk about Aronofsky. There's both these directors take big swings sometimes and fail, and sometimes when they stay with a simple story, they are fantastic.
Yes,
So
on
sometimes when they
point.
try too much, you're like, all right,
Nah.
you went with too big a spectacle. Stick with what you know, and it's brilliant. So yeah, I like both of these movies. And when you said let's do them together, I was like, honestly, and it's funny because I watched Caught Stealing yesterday, and I watched Black Rain this morning, and I was like, holy crap, they're both in Queens at one point. I'm like, what is the chances that these two movies
Can you
start in
believe?
Queens, New York? Yeah.
I was like, for me, because for me, it's an outsider. And New York, for me, as a kid, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you my experience as an outsider, it's either crime and people getting killed and the smell of grease and dirt, or it's, like Sex in the City and she's walking in Louboutins and looking so cute
Mm-hmm.
and falling in love and meeting all these men. And I'm like, hey, do they get dates that easily? Wow. So it's this experience or that experience, for me, it's like a spectacle. It's not like a regular
Mm-hmm.
city. It's a place where something happens every minute. I'm sure of it. So I feel like this is a quintessential New York experience for me watching these two movies, especially the masculinity and how
Mm-hmm.
different it is in Caught Stealing than in Black Rain. So I
Mm.
totally get the idea and the appeal of having two New York films with different New York male protagonists in them.
And flawed male protagonist too. Big time.
Yes,
Flawed.
very flawed and in
Yes.
different ways. Like you have the
Yes.
80s flawed male, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
the recent, like 2020s flawed male. So it's also very exciting to see the
Mm-hmm.
difference, how male protagonists changed.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It is interesting. Well, also you got it's like standard cop, is he a dirty cop? Is he a good cop? It's a weird American tale of like our police aren't paid enough. They're the only ones who can stop the bad guys. Sometimes they got to break the law, and stealing money from the bad guys is not a bad thing. It's almost like movies gave way to the modern American police where they can just be lawless all they want. It is strange. If you look at I'm sure there's a psychological study that can be done on the effects of American police movies and the public's interpretation of police work and why they're so
100%.
supportive of it because they think, only a dirty Harry can handle it. Like they think these bad guys exist like they do in the movies, and they end up the cops nowadays in America seem to be the bad guys
I
on the film.
feel, and I feel like
God.
even I don't think we have movies like Black Rain now where you kind of have this cop that you love. Yes, he's aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
he's cocky, he's very American, and he treats other cultures it's like, from this position, and he's unlike his partner, like Charlie, who is a sweetheart, and everyone just loves him. So, but then you find yourself attracted to him. There's something even very
Michael
sexually.
Douglas is great in this. He is,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Michael Douglas was he was a huge success
By
in
the
the
way,
in
he
the
was
80s
like
and the
that.
90s.
Even I don't know if you remember or not, but when what's his name? Rami Youssef, he won the Golden Globes, and then he said like, "I won over Michael Douglas because in Egypt they really." My dad was obsessed with him. We had all his
Really?
films. Oh my VHS tapes. So this is how I was
Yeah.
introduced to Michael Douglas as a kid because my dad just loves him. So he was something, and I was like, God, but he just irritates me. He's not my favorite, as a kid, 80s or 90s. And then
Hmm.
a friend of mine kind of recommended Black Rain, and I was like way older. This was one of the ones that I missed as a kid. And I was like, oh my God, but Michael Douglas here is like, ooh, look at
It's
him
a
on a
surprisingly
bike.
good movie. I think
Oh
it's
my,
probably one of Ridley Scott's one of the more underrated films he's made.
right.
And
It's
it's early in his
awesome.
career because he'd come off of two, two big ones and then a kind of a quiet one. Then he hits this one, and then he'll land Hannibal, and then he becomes, he just kind of skyrockets through
Boom.
the end of the 90s and 2000s. But it's a very underrated movie. It's a very good movie. And the funny thing is yeah, it's an American crime film where a guy who's a New York cop has to go to Japan, and it's directed by an Englishman. So it's got a lot of interesting flavor to it because you've got an Englishman's interpretation through the script, but through his eye of what
Right.
he sees New York police officers to
You're
be,
right.
and
And the
also what
city
Japanese police work is like.
and Japan and the way he sees as this Englishman, Japan and New York, and these characters, how he sees the Japanese and how he sees the
Mm-hmm.
Americans. So it's just awesome the way everyone interacts.
Well, I like what he does is he has some like iconography from each culture, right? So you'll see the Twin Towers are still up because obviously it's shot in late
Yeah.
80s into the 90s. You've got the what you because that little globe they have in the center of the park out there in Flushing Meadows, that was I think the World's Fair was there like in the 1930s or 40s or something like that. So that's
Yeah.
from there. But there that's in both movies. But he even has a few things in Japan, but he stays away from the tourist version of both cities and keeps it in the places where people really live. And that's why I feel like it feels grounded and feels gritty, is because he's not taking us to the pretty parts of New York City. We're not in Manhattan. We're
No,
not
no,
in,
no, no.
this isn't a love story. We're in Queens. We're
Yeah,
in
this is not no
the
reference, New
boroughs. Yeah.
York. I was going
And
to
the
tell
same
you
thing when we go over to Japan. We're in their industrial sections. We're in, we
the
stay in this one nightclub
nightclubs and
area,
the
but we don't,
city.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's all underworld type of areas. And I like that a lot because he's not making a postcard to these cities. He's making a
No.
real film of like, hey, this is what real life is like in these countries, not just what tourists get a part of. And I kind of really respect that about the film.
Me too, because you remember those idiot TikTokers who would be like, "Oh my God, New York is not like what I see in movies. It's not like what I see in these hot
No
movies." And
shit.
I just hate these kids.
Yes. Well,
Like the girl
yeah,
who went to Korea and I think wanted to see men like the Korean K-pop guys, and she started crying because she saw like, whoa, people are real. People are humans, are not manufactured like
imagine
celebrities.
that. Yeah.
So I just
Imagine that your stereotypical mind can't
it's
have
just
the
kind of
fact that
like
not all Korean men are made like the K-pop ones. It's like what, one in a billion or like that. That's why there's only a few of them, and not the entire country has K-pop. It's why
exactly.
that's why Hollywood only has so many people in it that are beautiful like that and make it. It's just not the whole world.
Exactly. So this is just the way that I love, the way that the reality factor of it. Yes, you have
Mm-hmm.
those movie stars, you have Andy Garcia, and you have Michael Douglas, and you have even like a great Japanese cast, especially
Oh
Ken
yeah,
Takakura as
yeah, he's
Mas,
great. Mm-hmm.
Masimoto. Oh, I love him so much. And so, but still, you have the reality of the cities and the reality of the settings
Mm-hmm.
themselves. So, and I also love that even then, when you, as you said, the idea of the seductive, like American cop drama, you still see that it's really not good and it's near there are a lot of corrupt cops and even a good person could be suffering and having
Mm-hmm.
problems. So I really like that aspect of it so much.
It keeps you on your toes too, because you don't know if Michael Douglas is going to do the right thing over there or if he's going to do the wrong thing over there. Because
That's
they start us off pretty much by us figuring out that he's probably a dirty cop. And he's
yeah.
just been lying to his partner, which is played by Andy Garcia. And Andy
Yeah.
Garcia is fantastic. Andy
He's
Garcia
just
is the shining light. But in both films, we won't give too much away, but in both films, people are taken away from us early that we do not expect to be
and
taken away
they're the
from us.
best people too. Like they're just the
They are.
cutest character
They
because
take away the heartbeat and the moral center for both male characters and force them to confront the bullshit that is their life, that
okay,
they have hidden behind, in my opinion.
this brings
With
us
Michael Douglas, he is the person who has stolen money, and he's
yes.
trying to pretend he's a good cop, and he isn't, and he's making all these excuses for himself. And then when he's finally, when he now realizes that because of his own actions, sometimes he's now got his partner killed. Well, also his partner was a little brash as well, and Andy Garcia takes a lot of the blunt for getting killed the way he did. But as soon as Andy Garcia is gone, he now has to confront everything. He has to now take a look at his totality of his life. Is he a good cop? Did he, like what Moss says to him, you shame your partner when you steal. That
Yes.
really lands for him. And then obviously when Austin Butler's girlfriend,
Yes.
what a tragedy. He should have gone at her. Anyways,
Oh my God.
when she's taken away, he now has to realize, he's just a drunk hiding from his major mistakes,
Exactly. It's
both
his
for him being,
cowardice that led to her
yes,
death.
yes. Yes. Yeah.
So
It's
thank
yeah. I mean, the movies really is weird how much they mirror each other in a little bit when you don't really, think about it, at least like through tone and story, but not the same story. But like you go, God,
in a
we're dealing with
way.
two men who can't handle they think they're macho, but they're so weak they can't handle the reality of who they are. So they continue to hide it through things, and in doing so, get people close to them hurt.
Hurt. Exactly. Okay, this brings us to caught stealing because,
Yes.
Austin Butler is just my favorite in the world. And he
Mm.
was really good in this one. Really good.
He
And
was. He suffers a little bit from I call the Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. He hasn't had his breaking free of being attractive yet.
yes,
He's gonna
that's true.
so he needs his Seven or his Departed role where we now have him this was pretty
Completely.
close. He's really good in this movie, so I don't want to take anything away from
Yes.
him. But the looks are he's still leaning on. I mean, look at he's an attractive man. I
He's
would
a
lean on them
hot,
too. I'm not gonna
beautiful
bullshit him.
dude. Exactly. And they
But
have him a lot
he,
in Calvin Klein's only and stuff. So it's like
yep.
even Aronofsky knows how to frame this hotness and this attractiveness. But still, as you say, when he strips bare of this, you could tell that yes, something magical will
Mhm.
happen because he's not relying on it here, but he can tell the camera loves his aesthetics and he is in a way like his beauty is boasted. You know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
totally get what you mean. Yeah, there's still, but I love about this one is this is an average guy role. Like this is a dude, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's
Yes.
still so good for him. Like you could tell he's not acting it from a pedestal. He's grimy, he's gross. You could tell he smells of beer
He's
and
weak,
barf,
which is
and
interesting, right?
he is
Because you think
weak.
he's going to be able to handle himself, and he does eventually, but he is gets his ass beat a lot
That's true.
handily, and you expect him to be this big tough guy,
And he's
but he's
not.
not. He
No,
is extremely weak, and not just mentally, like physically. He
even
does.
physically. That's
His
true.
girlfriend says, "I need a man who can handle himself," and in both areas in this film, most of this film, he cannot. He
Yeah.
cannot handle himself mentally, and he cannot handle himself physically.
Yes.
And because of those two moments, those two weaknesses, he gets the beautiful. It's almost a shame that she's gone. Yvonne, Zoey Kravitz killed, and
And by
mm,
the way, I was just so sad. This
mm.
woman, this female
Did
character,
not see that coming.
real because
Did not see that coming at all. Like when I saw last year, so obviously I saw when I saw it again, I knew she was going to die, but I didn't see it coming in the film because that's rare. Because normally you have the love, someone of Zoe Kravitz's, abilities and also
yes,
her status currently in young Hollywood. You think she's making it to the end of the film. These two are going
they're
to make it
gonna
to the film.
kidnap her or
They're gonna
something. Exactly.
He's gonna fuck up. She's gonna stay away from him, and then they'll
Yeah.
get themselves back together.
Yeah.
You don't expect him to show up to her apartment and her dead on the floor.
Oh my God.
Just like you don't expect Andy Garcia to get his head lopped off
This was
midway
a
through the movie, right? Like you don't
this was
see any of those two
scary.
things coming.
Never. Okay, because the novel, because of course, I'm a big Austin Butler fan. So I read the novel. So I read the murder of her character in the novel. So I went into
Hmm.
it knowing she will die and it was awful.
Oh yeah.
But still, when I was reading, I was like, wait, why are you taking away the best
Hmm.
female character? And by the way, the detective, the corrupt officer that Regina plays in Caught Stealing, this was a man in the novel. So seeing her playing,
That makes a little sense.
yeah,
I love the film. I love Regina. Of all the characters, I felt she was the least fleshed out.
tell me why.
I felt so. All right, so you got the two Russian guys, and all right, they're caricatures, right? So we understand that they're characters. The one guy is Micro. He is one of my favorites.
I
He's an
love him.
insane
I just
character.
adore
He
him.
he makes up these little things, like he does the little Russianism, like he doesn't know how to say Cracker Jacks, like he's singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" wrong. He's a lot of fun, but he's also a wild card and is violent. So we know their characters, and
Yeah.
Bad Bunny's good in this as also another character.
Yes.
Um, but when you get Regina as the cop, and I love her, and she's an amazing actress. It's like so she's the cop, and also she makes a turn that she's the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm sure in the book there's a little bit more detail, but at least in the
Yeah.
way they tell the story in the movie, it seems like an out of left field turn. You're kind of like, oh, well, all right, so she's a part of the group. Like, it almost feels like, well, how is this YMCA group together, and how are they working for this Russian guy? Because we never meet him. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of things that aren't there, and her suddenly becoming a bad person.
Yeah.
There is nothing really signposted for that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say, okay, so she's the one who shows up for the this and that, and she knows a lot about the character. So, okay, I guess you could say there's some subtext there that we're supposed to figure out. But even how she is, like, it doesn't make sense why she's a part of this. The other guys we get, they're criminals. There's never a moment where we realize why she's a part of their gang, why she's working for this Russian. It just suddenly is like we need Regina to suddenly turn and become the heel here, and because she ends up being technically the villain boss.
Yeah. Can you
And because we
believe?
never see the Russian guys when they go to the, when Leave and I mean, two of my favorite characters,
I adore
him
them
and Vincent
too.
D'Onofrio are phenomenal as these two acidic gangsters, just fucking
Cruel
phenomenal
and
as
awesome
them.
and very good with their mother and very
Yes, yes.
religious. Oh my God, they're the best.
Which
Continuing
it's a
each
yin and
other's
yang.
sentence
Yeah,
exactly.
like they're religious, but yet they're also pieces of shit. Like they're at odds with everything they do with themselves. So I
Yeah.
love them, and they're both. I mean, first of all, they're two very big, imposing men, anyways. So that
Yes.
works. So when they go in to fuck up the Russians, they find her. Okay, but we still don't see this Russian boss they're talking about that he's going in to fuck up with.
Yeah.
And then Regina King's character is just kind of like there. And so of all the characters, she just seems like a person that's just out of place in this world. Everyone else is defined, and we never get an idea of why she is just suddenly doing any of what she's doing. I get Bad Bunny and the mobsters. We already know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
We know Leave and we know Vincent. We know
Vincent.
that they're mobsters from another part of town. We get all that. We just don't know why Regina King's character is what she is. And like I said, great actress. It's not her fault. But when you watch the movie, you sometimes go,
You feel like it's a little
wow.
bit out of place. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
exactly.
kind of like, why is she bad? Like,
Mm.
I mean, does she have a kid who's sick and she owes money? Like, what is her connection to this group?
To this
And we never get
story.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like we just never
We're
get it.
always
You
left
don't
wanting.
need it from the
Mhm.
bad guys. Bad guys walk on the screen. We know they're bad, right? They're kicking down doors, asking where things are, pulling guns. We go, all right, we already know they're in the criminal element.
Yeah.
When the good guys show up with the badges, but
Yeah.
when one shows up and then suddenly mid sentence turns into the bad guy, and you don't know why, and yet you see her sitting in that one room waiting for this Russian mobster, and we never see him. We just don't know why she's a part of any of this.
Yes.
What's the hold on her? Why is she even in this world?
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like she's the least fleshed out character, not because of the actress,
Yes.
just
But
because of
it's
whatever maybe was cut
exactly.
out of the book, didn't
Hmm.
translate on screen. And so you just go, I don't know why she's a part. I mean, she's the bridge between everything, but yet if we were to take her out at the end, like if she wasn't a part of anything besides doing looking looking into the crimes, it wouldn't change the movie.
Yes.
We
That's
because it
true.
could easily be Bad Bunny took the key, or we could follow them. We still could follow the where we need to go. She doesn't. We don't need her to take us into this underworld. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So without her making that turn, it wouldn't have changed the movie.
You
So that's
are.
why I always say I feel like she's a little, and I didn't realize it until I was watching it the other day. I go,
See?
I'm like,
You-
why does it feel so weird to me? Like her
And now
being
when I told you about the
in this
book,
role.
this made
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, and then she was a man. Yeah,
So it wasn't
maybe with
really.
the man character, it would have worked better. And I don't mean that because it's a female. But maybe we
They didn't
there's something in the book
translate
that
that
makes it.
right. I know what you mean. Like maybe sometimes you have, yeah, a male character or a female character, and then it gets transferred into another character. But you have to do it the right way. You have to like adapt or make a few
Mm-hmm.
tweaks. So probably,
Well, we
I
need to
think,
know why she wants to be bad and she's working the other side of the fence as well. Right?
it's,
Like we need to know that kind of thing.
yeah, the
And we
motives and just
don't.
exactly.
Yeah. And
We are
that's
left
where it
wanting, and that's where
gets
it's, yeah,
like I said,
okay.
great actress, does a lot of great work, but at that moment you're just like, why
Yeah, you
are
just
you
feel
suddenly the
something
bad guy?
inside you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the last person we gotta go kill. It's almost like she's some kingpin that we don't know about, and we don't know why.
And we
And
need
you
more.
just I need more. I'm like,
We
why are
need a
we killing
Ramon
her?
spin-off. We need
Yes.
something. Don't leave us
Yeah, I need a
wanting.
prequel. I need to know what got her into this
Yeah,
mess in the first
exactly.
place.
Tell us about her life, and then maybe we'll be convinced. Yes. But seriously, I feel like also because of his attractiveness, Austin is
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I don't think people realize that he is very talented. I feel like he's so
Oh,
talented.
he's extremely
Seriously.
talented.
He just
Mm-hmm.
acts his ass off and he goes through ranges and he did many roles after Elvis, which proved
Mm-hmm.
that he's a talented guy. So I feel like this one really brought more to him and more layers to his acting. So I was like, okay, I know that he's too attractive, you guys, and you want to bring him down for that.
Well, well. In fairness,
Mm,
there's a strip race in the beginning where he takes off all his clothes and so does she. So it's like, look, if we're not going to push his attractiveness, we don't take the shirt off and all the
That's true.
clothes in the first 10 minutes of the film. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bit like, well, hey, he's a great actor, but we still have to show him nude. It's like,
We just have to show this
okay,
beauty. We can't hide it.
which I'm okay because we got Zoe Kravitz, so like I'm
No,
good
but
with
that
it. But at the
sex
same
scene
time,
was
you're kind of
just
like,
awesome because they had great. They were playing off each other's like,
well, I saw an interview with them about it, and they were very competitive about who could get undressed the fastest. They were really trying to beat one another to get undressed. I
and
mean,
that's.
look, when they're two attractive people, it's not like we're it's not
Can
like
we
we're
see
watching
them
two
naked,
fat
please?
slobs take the clothes. I'd be like, can we take this a lot slower? I don't want to see.
Hey, I
Can
need to
someone
skip
interrupt
this.
this?
Where's the skip button in the movie
Yeah,
theater? Yeah. So it's just like, I love this, but I also love the idea that because of his character, Yvonne, who is very, I think she's very in command and she's a really, like you could tell, she's
she's an
leading the
adult.
relationship. And he's
Hmm.
still babyfied. He hasn't gotten over that
Well, they're not
accident.
even. They're really not even together. Like he says,
It's
oh,
a
she's just a friend. Like it's
situationship.
like like there's a moment you sit there and you go, no, men are stupid, but sometimes men have to understand when they are punching above their weight. And I understand Austin Butler's attractive.
Yes.
When he gets a girl like Zoe, like, and she's got her own life and she's moving forward.
Yes.
At some point, you go, dude,
That's the
you're holding
thing.
her back.
Yes.
She's got a job. You work at a bar. You keep drinking. It's all about you. And I do
And
love
he's
the
stuck
fact,
in this, like, oh my, I
oh,
lost being
poor
a baseball.
me, my
Exactly.
knee.
And I hate this about men. Seriously, like, get over
Yes,
yourself, do
yes.
something, start
Oh,
living. A lot of
I'm
us
not a
have
fan of.
to
I
give
know
up
it's bad.
dreams.
I'm not a fan of weakness. I'm not a fan of leaning on your weakness. It
Yes.
bothers me. But I did enjoy the fact because the first part of the movie, I was like, you know what? Fuck Austin Butler. He deserves to die. But then it's the phone call he makes to his mom where he's like, no, mom, I've been so worried about oh poor me. I got my Frankie. Like when he finally makes the turn,
Yes.
he re-endeared himself to me because I was like, okay, that's right. He did make the turn. At first, I was like, fuck him. I hope I know he didn't die. I was like, I hope he dies now because I hope they changed the film because what a piece of shit. Your buddy went through the fucking window
Can you
and
believe
hit a
exactly?
pole and you're
Yes.
still drinking and you're oh poor your knee. Like, what are you fucking stupid? Like, there's a point you kind of
Exactly.
go, I'm glad Yvonne left. And then you're pissed that he
Exact.
gets your killed. You're like, I hope the brothers find you and they kill you too
They
because you
kill you.
deserve it. You're going, you motherfucker.
And you also, the idea of her not even being okay, because always I had this issue with, the girlfriend getting killed
Mm-hmm.
or the wife in movies. Like, even as a kid, when I would watch an action movies and they would go and kill, like, he would go home and find his wife or his girlfriend, I would be so pissed off as a girl. Like, wait,
Mm.
but why do I have to die so that the guy can find his calling or just
Well,
get revenge
that's
or
a
whatever?
great point. I
But then
think she had
here,
to
it was
die,
even worse because she wasn't even his real girlfriend. Like, imagine being in a situationship
but
with
she
some
was the
dude.
only thing that holding him up, right? So she was technically the kickstand. She was the crutch he
You're
leaned
right.
on,
Mm-hmm.
and
They had
she
to take
shouldn't
her
have had to
out.
die. But taking her out forces him now
Yeah, the
to
hero's journey.
to actually grow up. He has to one realize he got her killed.
Yeah.
That he has to realize that it's because of him. By realizing that, he realizes I got my friend killed, and he starts to stop. Now, obviously, we wish none of these people had to die for a fucking man to grow the fuck up,
But
but
it's the
unfortunately,
journey.
apparently,
He's our
it's the
protagonist.
journey. But if she stays around, he never moves forward, and they eventually
No.
both get killed. Like it.
He,
Unfortunately, she made a poor choice and didn't realize. And again, it's the funny thing is it's not his fault, but it's like it's this. Unfortunately, these women take the fall for the stupidity of men
yeah,
because
that's
throughout
true.
this film, his buddy's dad is sick and he leaves off and he's a dickhead and causes all these issues, which I sometimes think that Matt Smith is great as Russ Minor, but I sometimes think that Russ was gonna fuck them over anyways. I still feel like he might was gonna fuck him over with all that
Me
money.
too. Me
His dad
too.
getting sick is one thing, but
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
no, no.
but when
Hmm.
he so it's funny, he did deserve to die. I didn't feel bad. I was like, yeah,
He
Russ, you
did,
just
of
this caused all
course.
of it.
And actually, he was the
But
one who caused it even more than Hank. Like, he was the one who caused all this shit to
he
happen. I
did.
could feel. So, yeah,
Mhm.
when he died, it was like, yeah, another one bites the dust.
Yep. So, while it's, I guess we're kind of happy that serious thing is in American movies, we have to have someone's got to have a hero's journey and win.
Yeah.
Even in Black Rain, we have to have the hero's journey and they have to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes I think the hero's journey can end with you being a martyr. Sometimes you feel like, you know, like I think Hank should have died. I do. I think Hank should have died. because he
It had to
caused
end in him.
he's
Exactly. He caused a
because
lot of shit.
why does he get to go off and have millions of dollars and live in some bar beautifully while he's got other people killed because of his stupidity?
Yeah. Can you believe
You know,
this? Hmm.
I don't mind Michael Douglas's character going home. He's learned some stuff, and we don't know what it's waiting. We don't know if IED is gonna, eventually,
You never know.
Internal
He
Affairs is
might.
gonna getting arrested. We don't know how his life's going. So he's not walking off into the sunset free and clear. He just didn't steal the stuff, and he at least did the right thing in Japan. He's got a
Hmm.
lot to still answer for when he gets back to America, and he's got the conscience of his partner getting killed brutally in front of him and not being able to do anything about it. So he's had a bit of a change, and maybe he'll become a better person when he gets back. But Austin Butler's character, while he gets some revenge, he gets revenge on an act that he caused.
Yes.
That part he caused. He didn't cause the other stuff that was happening to him. But when he ran and those guys killed her, it was, because he kept this thing going. And
Yeah.
so him getting to sail off bothers me a bit because I'm hoping he gets arrested. I hope this is part two and he is caught stealing. He's arrested, put in some terrible prison, and it goes bad for him
Oh my God.
because
Imagine
he
in prison
deserves
in
that of it.
Guatemala or something
Yeah,
where
right.
he's just.
He just deserves it because he goes, he skips the town and and he's got this beautiful girl killed and he got a friend of his killed and, he's kind of fucked up a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if, and he killed his friend. I mean, I know the guy kind of deserted, but he hits him with a baseball bat.
Which is just.
Um,
Oh, this one was brutal. I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
you're not getting out of this alive,
So he is a
baby.
murderer. That's the funny thing is he is a murderer. Like all the
Yeah.
other stuff he didn't do, but he did kill. He did kill Russ.
Okay.
So
So I love this flawed two protagonists that we have. So what do you think makes them different? And what do you think makes that American hero of sorts different from the 80s to now in the 2020s? Because you have these two
mm,
different actors, two different characters, two different American characters.
yeah, the American police thing's always some. It's weird. It's like it's the anti-hero. It's like they're the hero and they have a tough job and no one knows what it's like and all the things I have to deal with. I don't get paid enough and I'm always up against the scum of the earth. And so you have that toughness. I also think maybe age plays a factor in the
Mm,
two characters. Michael Douglas is in his probably late 30s, maybe early 40s in this one. I'm gonna say probably late 30s, maybe early 40s. By the time he's playing this role, where we now have obviously Austin Butler in what is he late 20s, early
he's
30s?
34. I think
He's 30.
people
Oh,
don't
well, he looks
realize.
great for 34.
Can
So
you
he's so
believe?
he's
Exactly.
still
Hmm.
younger ish.
Hmm.
So I do think plus it's the two characters are playing. One's this oh shucks, good old American white boy who's had potential and throw it away. Oh
Yeah.
shucks, you know what I mean? Oh shucks. And he's with the beautiful girl and all this, so you feel better for him.
Mm,
And the cop thing, I think nowadays it's, with the way policing has changed in America, especially in the
mm.
way it's viewed, it's hard to, or I would think fans now who didn't grow up in that time frame or at least saw this movie, people maybe of a younger generation seeing it now,
Yeah.
may not enjoy Michael Douglas as Nick Conklin. They may look at the movies like, yeah, this is cops being corrupt all the time, and they always find a way to get away with it, make some
Yeah. Yeah.
excuse for it.
Screw them.
So it may not land the same.
Yeah. Maybe they will have the same reaction you have to Hank. Like they were like, yeah, fuck you, Nick. You're a
I'm gonna
terrible person.
say, and this is terrible, but I'm gonna say, knowing American women, they're okay with Hank because they like the bad boy, the good-looking bad boy,
Yes.
who will
And he
get
has a
you killed,
softer
ladies.
side. He will get you
He stopped her
killed.
side, yeah, got you killed.
And he's crying.
So,
But when they see Nick and
and
he's
he's a
like,
drunk.
yeah, which is, and you see his drunkenness in all its gross factor, the way he messes
Mhm.
things up, forgets things that are valuable, and throws up all the time. So it's like, even they don't glorify it. And I like that so much.
The
Seriously.
funny thing is, it's one of the best, probably the most true statement said is when Yvonne shows up. It was at 3 a.m. to see him outside the bar, 4 a.m, and she goes, it's been a long night. My decision making isn't great or whatever. And he's like, I count on your poor decision.
Which
It's,
is
it's
true.
the most honest thing because he knows she shouldn't be with him. He's a fucking loser.
Yes,
The
he
guy may be
knows.
pretty, but he is a loser. He
And I
works in a
think this is
bar.
the thing
He's
that
a
he
drunk.
uses. I think
Yeah.
some men at least use they use
Men
their
who
looks
like
to get
people who are
high
attractive
achieve.
can get away with things.
Beauty
Yes.
privilege
People.
exists for a
Yep.
reason, baby. That's
Yes.
so true.
People get away with things when they're attractive. You can
Yes.
get like there's a great meme where like the difference between sexual harassment and flirting is the looks. If a good looking guy says something to you, oh my god, he's flirting with me. But if the same guy who doesn't look good says it's a
Very rude.
harassment charge,
Oh
it's
my God.
really a thing. When you're attractive, you can get away with a lot of bullshit. And I think it's also a crutch because when you know you can get away with shit, you never advance or grow up as a person. So
Yeah,
you're stuck in this
that's
one
true.
way of life. You're always enabled because of your beauty, and you never have to really reap the what you've sown because people always make an excuse for, well, she's pretty or he's handsome. All he needs
Exactly.
is a girl like me to
Yeah.
change.
Oh my God, the idea of changing people or the idea of actually I will change, etc.
The
Boom.
narcissism
I
of
wish
someone to
people
believe that they're so fucking amazing that someone's going to change because of them
I can't.
is insanity.
And
It's
why?
insanity.
It's insanity. It's
Who
so pathetic too. Like, why would you want to
it
change someone? Why
is.
can't we have someone prepackaged, really good, who actually is on my level? So yeah, I took.
Well, you
Oh my
already
God.
know if you have to change the person, they're a red flag. I don't. Again, this is probably this is the difference in cultures. But over here, we have a thing called the Honda Days, and Honda has like red flags. So I always say it's not a Honda Days, ladies. That is red flag central. All right, he's not selling cars. All right, we're not at the circus. Those are a lot of red flags. Stop thinking that you're going to change this person.
It's
I
true.
mean,
That's
beat
so
two
true.
other women. You're number three on the way. Just figure it out. You're
Yes.
not changing
Forget
anybody.
it, losers.
Yes.
Okay, so when we talk about Michael Douglas, he was coming
Mm-hmm.
off 2 years after his Oscar win for Wall Street. So this was
Mm.
like really a career moment for him. What do you think? Like, why would you think he would pick a role like Black Rain and working with Ridley Scott? And do you think this is a smart choice? Do you think this is something that changed in his career? Okay, seeing you're a Michael Douglas fan. So when you
Mm-hmm.
see this moment in his career, because then we will go to Butler and talk about the same thing, but from a different angle.
Well, again, if I think back on his career at that time, he's also been doing Romancing the Stone. So he's this lovable, funny guy.
Hmm.
And then he just played this real douchebag in a Gecko as being this Wall Street piece of shit.
Yeah.
This is his first cop role, a first chance to really start to maybe move away from I'm not just the funny, lovable, like almost the it's almost like the modern day Indiana Jones type.
Hmm.
I'm more than that, and I'm also not. I'm more than just being this douchebag. I think he really wanted to try something new and play a cop, and I think he's fucking fantastic in this. This is a very underrated role for Michael Douglas,
I
in my opinion,
agree.
and an underrated role or a movie for
In
Ridley Scott. Most
general.
people don't even know Ridley Scott made this movie.
Yes.
Most people or even Ridley Scott fans have no clue he made this movie.
No, not
No
even
idea.
his fans. You're right. And it's
And this is
also
his fifth
a
movie, I
very
think.
good action, kind of like
It's a
dark,
great
gritty,
cop drama.
sexy,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
film. Because I feel like action films are very sexy if you look into them. The idea of action itself, men
Mm-hmm.
beating men, like seediness,
Well, there's not even the
betrayal.
gratuitous sex scene that you normally would get, right? Like there's no nudity in the
No,
film,
no,
which
no,
is
no.
it's just shocking.
Hmm.
Normally, and then you start to go, you start to realize Kate Capshaw is sexy as hell in this. And you go, she married Steven Spielberg, and you go, it is true that if women like men with money, because if you put Steven Spielberg standing next to Michael Douglas, 99 out of 99 times women are picking Michael Douglas over Steven Spielberg in
Exactly.
1989. Now, Steven Spielberg had a bigger bank account, so that's why he ends up with Kate Capshaw.
Another
But
factor actually that attracts women, like nonetheless,
that's
regardless.
it's now listen,
If
I'm
she's
Steven Spielberg's a great director, but you go,
but as a man, I mean, thank you, darling.
mm-hmm.
I'll pass.
It's a great crime slash also even mobster type movie. We're learning about the Yakuza, which really wasn't a thing that you learned about
Really?
we had mostly mafia movies at that time, right? So you've got the more of a mob type, either 1940s era. We haven't even reached yet. We haven't had Goodfellas yet. Goodfellas hasn't come,
Yeah.
so we've had basically just Godfather and some others, but we're still that mob mentality. We haven't gotten into any Yakuza stuff. So this is a chance to one see the Yakuza, seeing kind of Asia for the first time and Japan in a different light. So this is a really it's like an out of water, a fish out of water type of movie for the people in
100%.
it, but it's great. The acting is spectacular in this film
Very. And the
from all
direction, the
sides, from the
cinematography.
Japanese to
Yeah.
everyone in the
Oh
film.
my God, the Japanese cast
Cinematography
is
is
awesome.
gorgeous, and it's Jan DeBont, which is weird because he would go on to become a director and do like really weird action movies, but his cinematography in this is
Oh,
spectacular. And
perfect.
Ridley Scott is it's almost as if Ridley Scott is directing like he kind of directs this like it's a modern day kind of because he already did Blade Runner. So it does have a bit of a Blade like even the aesthetics,
Yes,
we've got
this is why
the
I
lights
loved
of
it.
Japan.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's got a
It's
lot of that
cyberpunky,
in
yeah, very
it.
cyberpunky
Yep.
for an action film. So
Well,
it just,
because you're in Japan, and
yeah,
Japan's just like a different part of the world, right? Like if
yeah,
you look at all the stuff that they do for all of the Blade Runner movies, even the 2049, it is heavily set on how Japan and Tokyo does all of its advertising and how they set up everything. Some of the stuff they had there, I was just like, wow, that's so fucking cool.
oh my
The lights on
God,
the bus, like there's just so many things that they do in Japan that we don't do anywhere else in the world that
no,
really, really played well in the film. And leaving New York, going to Japan, you could see the differences, but the similarities as well, which is kind of cool about the film.
very
Yeah, we
cool.
were in a different country, but it really still felt like the same old kind of crime story. And it was just cool to see, a different telling of a crime story. It's gritty. Um, what what it maybe reminded me of, and people who of an age of my age and Gen X remember, but there was a time in the 80s when they would have bands create the title song and the closing credit song because they don't do much anymore. If it's not a score, it's always they found a piece of music and they put to it. But it's always amazing to listen to these really weird, almost ballads they put in the, like a saxophone, and some guys like it's always singing like it's like he's singing as if the character himself is singing his life. Like,
Yeah,
oh, with tough times on the streets, my wife left me. It's just kind of like, what's going on in these songs, But it's a time because they don't do that anymore. So
oh
it really is a
no,
movie of a time and a place. And
yeah.
I was kind of like, I remember saying to my wife, I said, can you tell I'm watching a 1980s, 90s movie? She goes, oh yeah, I could tell.
With the song, oh my God,
The song
because
opening, you go, I know where I am. I know exactly what year these were made. So it does
it's like
earmark itself
I'll be holding
really.
on exactly, but because I was watching it, it felt like it was Michael Douglas who was actually singing. So it
Singing, yes,
reminded
right.
me
Didn't
of
it feel
my
like it was Michael Douglas's head as he's riding the motorcycle
younger
singing
years
goes
when
felt?
I would be coming out of school and the songs in my head, it felt like I was having a musical of
Yes,
my life. So
it
if
does. It
someone made a
feels like
movie
that.
about me, guys, please pick a song like this that would sound as if I was singing.
It's just it's crazy. It's good, but you're also like,
It's just
where
cool.
the they just don't do that anymore. They don't hire
No.
somebody, and be like, hey, we'd
Imagine
like
in
you
caught
so and so
stealing.
to.
Can it be?
Yes,
It would have
yes.
been
Well,
awesome.
Caught Stealing was great because it was in the 90s. So it could lean into some of the 90s stuff. So it was playing in an era, but it would have been fun to have a
Yeah.
90s band just write a song out of the
And
blue
it would seem
for
as if
this
Austin
song. Yeah.
Butler was singing it.
Yes.
I would have
Yes.
loved
It
this
would have
so
been
much.
worth it for me, but it didn't happen. But
Okay.
no, I think Michael Douglas, it was a good choice for him. I do. Again, his career still went forward. He was in
Yeah.
David Fincher's The Game. Like, so this didn't, for either of these gentlemen, again, I don't know. I forget how well it was received or not received,
I think
but
it was a box office bomb and then it gained cult classic status. No,
it's
it was
it's
a
a
box
good
office.
film.
No, no, no. It made a lot of money in the box office. Critics were mixed. Some said that yes, it was great cinematography, direction, and
Mm-hmm.
performance, but the script wasn't that it. But it made a lot of money, I think more than its budget. And then it regained cult
Mm-hmm.
classic when people started watching it again. But I'm actually happy that we're bringing it to
I
the
love
front
it.
again because yes,
Yeah,
people please
it's a
seek it
great
everywhere.
film. It's a
It's
great police procedural.
it's just so
There's not a boy.
enjoyable too, not
You're
a
not bored at
boring
all.
moment. Oh my,
No,
yes, I was just
no,
going
it's
to
not a
tell you.
boring moment at all. Yeah, you're just kind of like, okay, this is exciting. Yeah, you're like, all right. There's plenty of action in it, but also plenty of like even the times where we're not doing the action, it doesn't get into some kind of we don't have like he doesn't fall in love with Kate Capshaw's character.
Thank
We don't waste
yes,
the time on that.
I
We
love
know that they're
this.
kind of flirting here and there, but they don't. It
Yeah,
doesn't. We
it's
don't have
just
suddenly this romance out of the fucking blue, and
which sometimes I
yeah.
hate it so much,
Hmm.
very corny in
And
those older movies.
we lose a character we don't see coming. That's a great mark of a movie when you think,
Oh,
oh, these guys are going to make it to the
same
end
as
now. So
caught
you're like,
stealing. Exactly. It's
same as
like
Scott Stealing.
this is why it was like, whoa, oh my
Yep.
God. Wait,
Well, it's
Yvonne
nice
is
when
dead.
a director says, "Hey, we're everything's on the table." There's no guarantee that everyone is going to make it to the end of this film. I
Yes,
like that feeling. I mean, in Caught
me
Stealing,
too.
not only do we lose Yvonne, but also Matt Smith, who you think is going to be a
Even
more integral character. He's not in it much, and then when he is, he's fucking dead soon too.
that's so
So you're kind of like,
true.
"Oh shit, all these people are going away."
Oh my God. And also Andy Garcia back then was such a stunning, like that was a level
Oh,
of beauty and hotness. Oh my God. I remember when he was in When a Man Loves a Woman with Meg Ryan playing
mm-hmm.
very drunk woman. And when you see it and you're like, wow, these are movies, man, because look at him. All he's Andy Garcia and his hotness. And
Yeah,
he's like
so
being
good.
baby. It's okay. Be mean to me. Be drunk and ruin the family. I don't care. I will
He is
carry
so
you.
good.
It's like, oh my God, this is so
Mm-hmm.
hot and realistic. So I love these hot messes back of the day. Oh my, they never make
Yeah,
messes like that
he's
anymore.
he's a bright shining part of the film too. Like he breaks the gray monotony because Matsumoto, he's a very serious Japanese man. And
Yes.
then you've got a very angry Michael
Angry
Douglas.
American
Then
man. And then you have
without Andy
Charlie.
Garcia, we wouldn't have a lot of the light. And then,
Yeah.
like I said, when that light is taken from us,
This
now
is where
both
you
men
feel,
have to learn to coexist
which is
and change
very,
who they are to be better. Mm-hmm.
yes, which is beautiful. Okay, so now we get to Butler at this stage in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen after Elvis and some of the things that he has done and how he's been trying to
Mm-hmm.
prove himself. What do you think of this move for him to do this kind of like low-key crime drama, but with Aronofsky as well? So I feel like this is a very smart career move because he's really branching out and he's not looking for, yeah, I'm just going to do the most popular film again and again and again. No, he's just trying his hands at things that are kind of cool and kind of laid, but also working with a director that might bring different things out of him because I didn't imagine that he would have that physicality in action. And I was surprised by it seriously in this film. So what do you think of this career
Well,
move
to
for him?
tie it into a bit of a Tarantino thing, and also to bring in Ridley Scott's brother, Tony,
Yeah.
it feels like a Christian Slater true romance move
Oh la la.
where we are the hot guy,
Mm.
but we also have to now show that one, we can get our asses kicked, that
Yes.
we just always going to win. Because if this was in the 80s, he'd win everything. He wouldn't lose. He
Mm.
would win. He'd find a way to get out of that fight or something like he
You're
would
right.
win every fight.
Yes. Mhm.
Doesn't happen this way. He gets his dick punched in a
A
lot. He
lot.
is beaten left and right. He is just getting whooped. And even when he finally kind of comes out on top, it's not, it's just basically sometimes by luck. He's not the greatest
Yes.
in the world at this.
No,
And I like that about it,
me
that
too.
he decided to take a role where, yeah, he is the star, but he plays a very flawed, very hateable character for what honest with you.
Yes. Very
I think the
unlikable.
reason people like him is, again, I think it shines a light on people and the choices they make by saying, if you like Hank, it's because he's attractive and you're giving him a pass on him being a drunken mess who gets people he cares about hurt
Yes.
and feels bad for himself until we get to the end.
Hmm.
Now, that's an anti-hero. He's really playing
Very.
against what we would think of him as being type, right? I mean, he's closer to playing Tex than he is anything else. It's just a little
Yes.
not as dumb. So I like this move by him because it does show he has range and that he understands that he doesn't to be a leading man, especially in maybe more modern movies, doesn't
Yeah.
always mean you be Bruce Willis as John McClane. You're not saving the day at Nakatomi Building. You're getting your ass kicked and somehow by luck
You're just
winning.
gonna make it through.
You know,
Exactly.
yes,
Hmm.
and I like that about him. I mean, yes, is he attractive? Of course, he's going to lean to it. Of course, don't blame him. But I like that the fact that okay, we can look past him being attractive because at the end of the day, he he goes through a lot of shit and he deserves it. Like the ass whoopings he gets, he 100% deserves for
Deserves
all the
them.
shit that he has done in life. For getting his buddy killed and feeling sorry for only himself, and then for getting this girl killed, and once again, still kind of feeling like sorry for himself.
Yes.
Like once he starts to like the cat, you start to feel better for him. Once he realizes the guy hurt the cat, he's kind of like, okay. It slowly starts to turn for him,
That's
but it takes a
true.
long time for him to get there. But he doesn't lose himself either. He
Yeah.
realizes that he has run away. He's lived in New York as far as he possibly can get away from California. And at the end of it, he realizes, I got to go back and I got to fix my life. And well, he can't because now he's on the run. But
Yeah.
anyways,
At least he
I'm
gives his mom the money, and I like this, and I love Laura
yes,
Dern, and it's just such a
yes,
cute moment.
yep.
And she looks like Austin too, so it feels like
The
so
only
it,
sad thing about Laura Dern is she's also the thing is the women in his life, unfortunately, were enablers. The two
yes,
women,
that's
you know what I
true.
mean? The mom's like, oh, if my superstars are like just think, oh, it was just an accident, like pretending like your son wasn't a drunk. He didn't get him
Exactly.
fucking drinking while he was driving. Like he didn't get his buddy killed. To just be like, no, it's okay. It's like there's a lot of this, again, if a man is either attractive or successful or doted on too much by his mother, there's a lot of enabling going on. And
That's the
this is that kind
thing.
of character, and you can see where that can go
And I
bad. And
love this
finally,
because this means all the details are in place. Like, I
mm-hmm,
love the idea that, yes, you can tie in everything. This is probably why the Ramon part felt like off, because other than that, everything else is
mm-hmm.
tied. Like, all the
Oh, when he
villains
gets
make sense.
drunk that night, I'm like, you stupid. Like you're almost like at the screen, like, you dumb fuck. What is
It's,
wrong with you? And then so he gets a lot of what he deserves. So his ass whooping is really a trial by fire for it to fucking change him and get him
that's true.
hopefully on the right track. And which is
Yes.
good because he finally turns off the Giants game at the end there, which means, you know what? I'm not living vicariously through a life I'm never going to have. I need to start living my life and
That's
start
true.
figuring out my shit. And I that's a nice way to end the film, even though I still think he should have got a little bit more, but but it was, he did a nice thing for his mom, and
Yeah.
hopefully he will
And the
turn
cat,
it
he's taking
around.
care of the cat, which is a very
Cat, yeah,
stunning.
yes, it
Oh
was.
my
Yep.
God. I just adore this
Hmm.
cat so much. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Love it.
I
Love
just,
it.
he's got shit coming out of his toilet. Like, there's a lot of things that make him not the hero you expect him to be,
And I
which is
love
great. He has to go through a lot.
And I love that Austin took a role like that. Like it could
Hmm.
easily be like, let me be shiny, like take
Yeah.
a Hollywood smile, like a million
Hmm.
dollar poster guy.
I've got to be
No,
the hero at the end.
whom
Kind of
everyone
is,
loves
but
and
yeah,
likes.
yeah.
So I just
Because
hate it when
neither one
actors
of
do
us would have
that.
believed he overpowered Leave or
No, these are some really, really
D'Onofrio.
strong
They're
guys. They're
big
really,
dudes. Yeah, and they're older. They get their hands on you. You're in some trouble.
no, I'm
And I like the
scared.
fact that he used, he again, it's a callback to what happened before in his life. But I'm glad that that was how we ended the film, as opposed to, like I said, some bullshit. Oh, because he's a baseball player now, he's Bruce Lee with a bat suddenly. You know what I mean? Like, he's waylaying them with a bat, and everything's fine, and he gets through. I like the fact that we at least kept it grounded. And
Barry.
again, with Aronofsky, kind of talk about both him and Scott.
Yeah, please talk about
They're really
Aronofsky.
good.
Yeah.
They're really good when they keep it simple.
Yes.
Like, if you look at both gentlemen, I mean, look, so maybe not keep it simple as far as Ridley, because he has two of the greatest sci-fi movies ever with Alien and then Blade Runner. I mean, not many people can
So
follow those
when
two
he
up.
goes big,
But
he knows how to go big. But
but
Aronofsky,
Aronofsky, his first movie, Pie, is amazing, even though it's a
mm,
very low budget. And then I
yeah,
love Requiem for a Dream hooked me. I think it's his masterpiece. And even though it's his second film, and most people are like, here's a masterpiece. Yes.
it's so difficult
Requiem for a
because
Dream
yeah,
is
it's,
unbelievable. When he did The Wrestler, when he goes and does like Noah or
yeah.
Mother
Oh my,
or The
yeah.
Fountain, you're kind of like,
I
what
don't
the
like,
fuck are we doing?
yeah,
But he brings it back down to The Wrestler, Black Swan, The Whale, and now this. You're like, you're a person who tells stories about real people,
real people
and
and people who
I
are
like those more.
messy and
Mhm.
unlikable and kind of like inflict. Also, I love
Yeah,
something
like a part of society that we know that we just don't get to see. And you actually like open the curtains for us to look in and see what that's like to live that. And I think that's where he's successful. And similar to with Ridley, he can do big epics, but sometimes I think
when he
he
does
forgets
these
that we're not
smaller
in the
gems.
1990s and 2000s. Yeah,
Yeah,
the smaller stuff is what's working.
yes.
Like, I like The Last Duel. It's long. Like the House of, what's it called? You're kind of like, all right, some of you like, 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 what was it? Napoleon. Oh,
Napoleon. Oh my God,
Jesus
no, this was a
Christ.
mess. No, thanks. I'll
Jesus Christ,
pass.
like I like Ridley, and he has some of his movies are really great, and some you're like, brother,
Yeah,
what are
some
you
of his
doing?
movies are amazing and some are like
Unreal.
shitty. And I'm like, no,
Yes.
why are you doing this to
Yes.
yourself and to us, man? No. Even the
Yeah.
okay, what do you think of the new Gladiator? Because a lot of people
Nope.
were like, my dad was
Nope.
like, who the fuck? My dad
No.
hated
No.
Paul Mescal. He was like, wait a minute. He brought us like me and my sister. And he's
It's
like,
not
who the fuck
Paul's
is this
fault.
kid? It's not his role. I mean,
And
I love
while
him in smaller indie stuff,
yeah,
but this is not him. No, no,
no.
no.
And while obviously, Denzel's great in anything he does, you're just like, no, no.
No, this whole
We
thing
never
is
needed a
no.
sequel. No.
Exactly.
Now, I'm a fan of his prequels to Alien, like Prometheus and
No,
Covenant.
this
I
is
enjoyed
something.
those.
Yeah. No, these
Those are
are,
not good.
yeah.
Like when he did like American Gangster, Body of Lies, Black Hawk Down,
I
Thelma
like
and
these
Louise, even
films.
Legend, which is out of people didn't even like. I would say that Legend and Black Rain are the two movies people have no idea that
By the
Ridley
way, I
Scott did,
adore
and they're
Legend.
great.
And
I
their
love Legend.
unicorns and Tim Curry. Oh
Oh,
my God, it's such a sex
and
scene.
and Tom Cruise is spectacular in that fucking
And he
film.
was just like a
So
fairy, just an
he
angel,
was,
very cute. Oh my goodness,
he
very
was
feminine beauty.
pre
Yes.
pre crazy Scientology.
Yeah,
So
before he got,
even The
yeah.
Martian was good. Even The Martian
Yes.
was decent,
But when
even
he
though it got
does,
nominated for stupid awards that in different categories it should have been in. But he has the ability to make really good films, but sometimes he gets like, I think even Scorsese these days getting long and winded.
I
Sometimes less
know,
is more, and
right?
sometimes you're like, this is a 3 hour epic. I could have cut at least 90 minutes out of this thing, and it's still been a better film.
And
And you sit there forever, and you're like,
what's wrong, dude?
is
Yeah,
there a
what is
point?
going
You know what I mean?
on?
Like if the movie feels long, it's too long. If
Yeah,
a movie, so
when you
like, and
start
again,
counting the minutes in a movie, You start
Yes, when I
feeling
start looking at
like,
my watch and go, my God, we still got another 40 minutes to go. Like, Jesus Christ, this isn't
dude,
over yet.
yeah, exactly. Wait, and
Yeah.
it's not over. And you're crying inside. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I
But
hate
and
it.
Darren Aronofsky is guilty of that with Mother, The Fountain, and Noah.
Yeah,
Listen, I
especially
don't
the
begrudge a
Fountain and
person to
Noah.
try something, but sometimes you just got to know what your lane is, and sometimes you're just good at it. And when he went back to The Whale, a much better film. This film, a much better film. Black
Yes.
Swan, a much better film. And
I
The
also
Wrestler, an
love, oh,
amazing
The Wrestler is
film.
just brilliant.
Amazing. Yeah. So he's got like 6 or 7 really great films, but the ones that we get a story, a more of a look into a person's life, those really land in his
I
filmography
also
as opposed to
like,
these big winded bullshit.
I love when he has his characters either inflicting pain on themselves knowingly or
Mm-hmm.
unknowingly, because you could tell physical decay and pain,
Mm-hmm.
broken nails, broken bones, like even kidneys ripped out of bodies, like all these
Stitches or
wounds.
staples being pulled out.
It's just beautiful. I just love,
Mm-hmm.
an aging body like the wrestler, like, or an aging stripper.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love it when it's happening, when people are in physical pain and then still kind of like,
Because it's the reality. These are real people. Like they may be fictionalized on screen, but there's real people like this. Like
that's
there are
true.
old wrestlers who are going through this shit. All these people are putting
Yeah.
themselves through this stuff.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
Whale, him being embarrassed of his size, like it's just there's
It,
so much of this that is
when he leans into humanity's, I think,
mhm,
scariest or ugliest parts, or just the most, like,
the real
physically,
parts. Instead
yeah,
of telling us
yes.
bullshit stories about like, oh, famous people all the time or this person's
I'm
great, like
tired.
really they're more realistic because it's a more again, I know a lot of it's Americanized because obviously it's an American experience, but we all have experiences, whether no matter where it is, that we have people who are going through this in different parts of our world.
Yes.
And it's more we as an audience can sit there and sometimes it hurts us because we either know a person like this, we know that we could be close to being something like this. Like it affects us and it's almost like a warning, cautionary tale. He makes
Yeah.
cautionary tales for us, like, hey, if you're gonna be this kind of person, this is the shit you're gonna be
This
fucking with.
is
Requiem for a Dream should be shown in every high school, middle school class for if you want to be doing drugs. If you still want to take drugs
watch
after
this.
watching Requiem for a Dream,
I'm
then
sorry.
you already have an issue and we should already get you into treatment because
Or locked up.
I have not done many drugs in my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And seeing Requiem for a Dream, I was like, nope, I'm good.
No hard drugs for me,
I'm
seriously,
good.
because
Nope,
no,
I'm good.
I love
Nope,
my brain.
good.
Exactly. I'm
Yep.
just,
I just
thanks
watched
a
that. I was
lot.
like, it's 3 people going through the absolute worst things in the world. And you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
bullet dodged. Not,
Yes.
not doing this. But also, even an alienating world like ballet. But I feel
Yes.
like
Oh, yes.
women pushing themselves.
Hmm.
That movie was just, it wasn't alienating because it's not just about her being a ballerina. This mother, the idea of
Hmm.
her and her perfectionism, and the idea of women going through physical pain and pulling through and having to push through it and have to pressure, and the idea of a repressed sexuality and repressed
Hmm.
feel, it's just very relatable. And like you said, it's humanity. And a person like this, women with eating
Hmm.
disorders, women with, like, a kind of masochism, or, like whatever inflicted self-pain or depression or whatever. So it's just beautiful and painful
Hmm.
to watch, but it's real and raw. And
Yeah,
this is
and
where
that's
he
what I think
is.
makes it Aronofsky soars is
Yes.
at that. I think it's weird. I don't know. Oscars don't mean a lot to me.
Me
I think
too.
a lot of it sometimes is bullshit. I don't think while I enjoyed One Battle After Another, I don't know that's best PTA's best work.
Thank you.
His best work
Finally.
didn't get nominated. There's a lot of stuff that Aronofsky should have been nominated for, didn't win. Like, so but he's a phenomenal director, as is Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott's made
Yeah,
some amazing films.
I
And the great
agree.
thing is both of these films belong in their pantheon of great films. And
I
we'll
agree.
see. I'll see what the costing's been out a year now. So it's a year. It'll be interesting. See it in 5 years. See what kind of level it holds up to. I still think it's a phenomenal film. I don't know how many people went to see it. I don't know if it did well at the box office, but I enjoyed the shit out of it when I went to see it last year. And I enjoyed rewatching it again. I was kind of like, yeah, this is a
An
really good
excellent
movie by
film.
him.
Yeah.
And so
So
now, I'm excited. He's done. Now my worry with Aronofsky is he did The Whale and Caught Stealing, which means now we've got some harebrained, crazy. big epic.
He's going
He's
to do
gonna take
something
a yeah.
shitty.
He's
Exactly.
gonna give us a Noah or a fountain. You're like, oh come on,
I know
man.
what you
And
mean.
then
Yes,
he falls off the thing.
he
Yeah.
does two great things, and then
Yes, he did. I
he's
think Regular for a Dream, and then he did the Fountain. And you're like, what the fuck? And then he's like, all right, I'm back. He goes, The Wrestler and Black Swan. You're like,
and
back. And
I
then he's like,
agree.
oh, now we're gonna do Noah and we're gonna do Mother. And you're like,
Okay,
and then
Aronofsky.
it's like, okay, the Whale and Caught Stealing. You're like, there we go. We're back. You know, so it's like we're back on track
I'm
again.
scared. But
You know,
I know what you mean. I think Caught Stealing didn't do as good, but I feel like a lot of people missed it because I think people need to see a good action
people
crime film.
complain about not getting good
That's the
movies, but they keep
problem.
going to fucking remakes and IPs.
And Hoppers and I don't know those remakes and
Ugh.
those weird like sequels for kids movies, and then you have all these Marvel crap. I don't know, the big spectacle movies. Yes, but we
Hell,
need to support.
even I mean, Sinners did great, which was good, but even One Battle for Another didn't do all that great in
Yeah,
box
it
office compared to
didn't.
what it can be. You know, the only hopeful is now we've got the new Ryan Gosling movie out. Maybe that'll bring people back. Like sometimes you need those movies that suddenly people come in, but it's our own fault. It's the movie going public continually watching bullshit, mindless dribble. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying this or that, but if you want better movies, because there's some good movies out there,
Support them.
but
That's the
they're
thing.
only out there for like a week or two, and you miss out. Like Eddington, phenomenal movie last year,
Wow, and very
barely gets any.
smart.
Very
Oh
smart
my
movie.
God.
Doesn't get a lot of credit. Should have been up for an Oscar, but wasn't.
And see,
There's a lot of great movies that just don't get seen
my
except by
guy Butler
cinephiles.
was also on Eddington, which is why I thought he had a
Yeah.
great
Oh God, that's right.
year.
He's barely in it, but yeah, he is. Yeah. You know, there's
Seriously.
Begonia,
Oh
another
my God.
amazing film.
See? Yes.
Most people don't see it, and the sad thing is a lot of these movies are going to become called classics because they're not going to be seen originally, and also they don't get a long runtime anymore.
Hmm.
You know, you're in the theater maybe a week if you're lucky, two, three. Some movies get big movies stay for a little bit longer, but not much anymore. So they're getting seen on streaming, which is great, but they're not the same experience as being in a movie theater. It just isn't. It's
You're
just not
right.
the same.
No, it's
Now,
not.
of course, it's enjoyable to be able to sit home and pause it and whatever,
And
and
go to
fart in your
sleep.
couch and no one hears you. But at the same time,
Exactly.
there are certain movies that need to be experienced in the theater. There's certain things,
And it just
like
doesn't only have to be the big movies that are made for,
no, it
I mean, this is
shouldn't
what
be just the
bothers
big
me.
ones.
Like people just want to go to see the big spectacle movies which are
Yep.
made for the big yes, but guys,
Mm-hmm.
we have to also see good action films or good films that are made for with
Mm-hmm.
like a small budget but a big heart in the movie theater. We can't just ignore them in favor of these.
Probably gonna get probably gonna hate mail on me.
Oh my God, no.
Well, I'm a fan of Denis Villeneuve, but I could give three shits about the Dune trilogy.
Fuck, I know what
It's
you
big
mean. I loved him when he
spectacle,
was
and
more of a
I
prisoners
mean
kind
when
of.
he did 2040 Blade Runner 2049, oh my god, gorgeous film, unbelievable.
Yeah.
His other films are great, and they're not bad representations of Dune. I enjoy them, but at the same time,
So you're a fan of
there's
Dune, actually, the
it
books.
doesn't move the needle for me. I'm like, look, it's better than what we've had before, and they're good, but I feel like I don't know. It's there's nothing all that memorable about the films.
Yeah.
So someone said this about Avatar.
Oh my God, I
People go
love.
see these movies and spend tons of money, but no one's quoting them, no one's wearing T-shirts, no one's having discussions about them. They're just spectacle movies. You watch it, and
Yeah.
there's nothing that you go, oh. The funniest thing they did is they made fun of Javier Bardem saying whatever I forget what
لسان
the names
الغايب,
they call
yes,
him. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. They kept making every time someone did something, he's the whatever.
I'm just
And that after a
angry
while,
at
you're like, this is ridiculous. And it's nothing against the people making, and they look good. And Denis Villeneuve's an amazing director,
He is.
but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm just glad he's gonna be done with doing and fucking move on
Thank
to something else.
yes, but he will move on to
Get back to making
Bond, I
great
think.
movies.
He's going to be doing the next
Fine, let him
James.
do Bond. I think he'll do a
You're
great
happy?
job with
Oh my
Bond.
God, yes.
Well,
But
because I mean, think about Blade Runner 2049. Did anyone expect that to be as good a movie as it
no,
is?
no. And
No.
people were so scared that
Spectacular film.
hmm
Spectacular film.
But thank God,
Um,
at least he's done with Dune. Like, yes, thank you. Goodbye. Close the Dune chapter
oh
now, dude.
God. But
Yeah.
some people are like, oh my God, I can't wait for Dune. I'm like,
Why
and
haven't you guys had
again,
enough?
another thing too. Like, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, but also like people like they're like rock hard for Oppenheimer. I'm like,
No, no,
it's
no.
just it's a period piece. I was like, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, Cillian Murphy's amazing, and it was a really
Yeah.
good, but I'm like,
A
it's not,
masterpiece.
it
I don't
didn't,
know. I
it
think
did,
it's
yeah,
very
it didn't
overrated.
suddenly, it's very overrated. I
Yes.
mean, and I'm sure the Odyssey is going to be great, but again, I think people are going to be like, Oh my God, it's the greatest thing
I'm
ever. You're like,
tired
well,
of
it's
this. Yes,
good.
exactly. This is what turns me off films. Like seriously, I feel like
Yes.
I need to mute all of this until I see a film because sometimes people are like, "Oh," and then you see the film and you're
I
like, "Oh
I
my God,
think they just
underwhelming."
they just jizz in their pants because it's someone new does it. Now listen, I know I'm a Tarantino fan. I know I've been accused of, I could be accused of that too.
Well, we
But
all have our
some of them are
guys.
just like
Yeah.
some of the movies, look, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I love a lot of what he does. I'm a huge fan. And Oppenheimer was a good movie, but it is not the greatest film
No, no,
ever made
no,
that some
no,
people make it
no.
out to be.
I hate
Not
this
even
so
close. I had a
much.
buddy in England call it. If I wanted to see a movie about the Wikipedia page, I just would have read the Wikipedia page about Oppenheimer. And I was like, not a fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah, fair
I'll
point, of course.
say the same thing about Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moon. I don't know
No,
how much more I
I
had to
didn't
watch
like
Indian
this
people
one.
be turned and being treated poorly before we did something about it. I was like, we could have done this in an hour. We had 3 hours of this,
That
three
was
hours of that, and Leo in a bad teeth. I was like,
my
after a while, I
dad
was
was
like,
like,
just
"Why is Leonardo
attack
DiCaprio
me.
doing this shit?" And he loves
Yes.
DiCaprio. He loves his film. And he's like, "Fuck
Yes. It was
this
just
shitty."
long and
Exactly.
boring. And like I said, Dune is a great spectacle and it's enjoyable. But at the end of the day, I don't care. As a Star Wars fan, I fell in love with the characters. I do not find Paul Atreides a person that I would be
Oh
all that
my
excited about. He's not Luke Skywalker.
goodness.
He's just some young kid who came to power, and all he ever is, it seems like, is determined to do something. There's nothing likable about
I
him. He
can't
lets
stand this
Zendaya go. You just
character.
kind of like, I
Seriously.
don't really
No,
like this guy.
no.
Like his dad was much better, and even Brolin's character is better. Like you feel more for these guys
Then
than I
this
do. Speaking of Austin
kid.
Butler being in it, but you're like, I don't really care about Paul Atreides. I
No,
don't give
fuck
two fucks
Paul
about Paul
Atreides.
Atreides.
Exactly. Yeah. I
I
was
don't care if he
waiting for
wins or
him
loses.
to lose at any moment. Seriously. I
Yeah,
was just
and
like,
if
get him
so,
out of my face. Yeah.
and at the end of the day, like the people weren't even like his rich family got screwed over by another rich family. You're kind of like, I don't know why I feel
I
bad for any
don't
of these people.
exactly
I don't
fuck
care.
all of them.
And
Exactly.
then
Just end them.
it's the old white man helping out the indigenous people story where
That's what I
he's the
hated.
only guy who
When they
can
were
help raise
bowing
up
to
these people
him,
in the South. I'm like, get
I
the
was
fuck
like,
out of here.
this
Yeah.
is why I loved Channy's character, like
Sorry.
Zendaya, when she was like, no, she hated when they were bowing to him and starting to,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 he's not, you idiots. I know it just turned me off. It made the viewing experience very
Yeah.
awful for me. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I'm sorry. It says a lot about colonialism. So
I would prefer,
yeah.
this is gonna sound terrible. I would prefer if Paul Atreides was black or something. I prefer the representation that way. Yeah, it'd been a little more believable.
Yeah.
More believable that a black man is kind of
Exactly.
taking basically an Hispanic
Yes,
population looking, people
that's
who are
true.
brown skinned but lighter and trying
And
to get
there's
them
a
out of
lot
this
of, I think,
desert.
Arabic elements too. So it felt
Yes.
like it was like him being
Once
the
again, the white knight.
very orientalist. So it is just,
Mm-hmm.
no, very cringy. I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I've derailed you
I
your
adore
show.
this. I adore this song.
This is a Tarantino thing. We go on. We don't stay linear.
Remember?
We no. You're like, holy shit, they just shot Marvin. Where the hell did that come from? There's a gimp. That was our gimp moment. We just
Remember
went
the
off.
gap when you were like doing the analysis and you're telling me like if you're like this character, I was like, hey, did anyone identify with the gap?
You never know. Someone does. Like, oh, I understand him. I get him. I get where he's coming from. One of the most tragic characters in all of cinema
Oh
history,
my God.
unfortunately.
Yes.
Real quick. Sorry, you can cut this if you want. The guy who played the Gimp, my buddy Sean Wheeler, who's on my Blue Ball series on the show, he does a lot of conventions, and he actually got the Gimp's information.
Tell me.
Steven, I was
Oh
going
my
to
God.
call him and have him on the show, and a week
Oh.
later, he has a heart attack.
Oh my God.
So he
Seriously?
just recently passed, but I'm going to show you, like, so you can believe me. But
Show me.
did I
Oh
put him
my
in as the
God.
Gimp?
Where there's information on the GIMP? Are you
Well,
serious?
did I put him in, or did I
It
just
would kill me. I adore.
hold on? Actually, where is it?
Bring
I
out the
have it.
GIMP.
So really was gonna have a chance to talk to him. Where the hell?
Oh,
Dumbass.
baby. R.I.P.
Did I get rid of it? I have it somewhere.
Maybe because you were sad. It's like
What
out of
the?
sadness over your friend. Oh my God. So awful.
Yeah.
He was going to talk to the guy who played the
So he met the Gimp, and the guy gave him the information so that I could
and
to
he
come on
died
the
before
podcast.
telling this to
And he
us.
died. No, and he died a week later. He had a heart attack a week later. I remember reaching out
R.I.P.
to Sean and saying, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "But he just passed of a heart attack," and he was like, of course, right?
Oh,
Like that's just the way it's gonna be.
yeah.
Where the yeah, it's somewhere. I'll send it to you.
You have to
Who the hell
send
did I
it to
do with?
me. Don't let me here
Yes.
hanging. This is not the Regina situation. Don't do this to me.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me go. You know what? Let me go to Sean's stuff because he sent it to me. Let me go to uh I'm downloading 46 attachments.
Yeah.
But let me scan back into our conversation. But yeah, he sent it to me and it was I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna get a chance to talk to the Gimp. And the guy played the Gimp with so many questions I wanted to ask him. And then all of a sudden it was like the Gimp,
Boom.
the Steven, I forget his last name, but he was like, has passed away from a heart attack. And you're like,
Oh my
are you kidding
God.
me? It's like,
No,
come
before
on.
telling us, before giving us information, you owe it to
I
us.
know.
R.I.P. Gimpy.
I know. Yeah, I'm derailing your whole thing. God damn, we talked. I didn't realize we talked so much. Sorry. We
Right?
talked a lot. I'll send it to you. I have it. It's
You have
downloaded,
to
but
send
I
it to
apologize. I'll
me.
send it to you. You can put
Exactly.
it up. Yes, well, I'll blur out the number because it's gone. I don't want someone calling the guy's number and his wife or someone picks up like, "Can I help you? Is the gift there?
Oh
Where'd you
my
get this
God.
number?" Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need
I
to
need
be in
him
the
for
news for
some
that.
service. Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry.
R.I.P.
Back to your show.
Okay. So tell me your favorite moments from Black Rain and your favorite moments
Mm.
from Caught Stealing.
Favorite moments from Black Rain. Let's see. Obviously I enjoy the lunch shootout and chase. That's fun between them.
Yeah.
We can get to know them. But one of my favorite moments is when they're on the airplane. And I don't
Yeah.
know why, but when Michael Douglas pretends to stretch and then throws an elbow and hits him in the face, and and Garcia's character comes back and he goes, "What happened?" He goes, I don't know. I think he might have bit his lip or something.
Exactly.
I don't know why. I don't
It
know
was so
what it is
funny.
about that. It's so good.
But I feel like we don't have these moments anymore in today's movies.
No.
Like these genuine moments that feel like
Mm-hmm.
so improvised, but of
Mm-hmm.
course they know it, but it's just so awesome.
And then I mean, obviously, Nikki's death. That is, it's
Yes.
awful, but it's great because it starts from a scene of him and Matsumoto singing the Ray Charles song
Charlie, you
in the
mean?
club,
Said Nikki's
and they're
death.
just having a
Char
great time.
Scott.
I'm
You
sorry,
mean
Charlie's death. Sorry, Charlie's death.
because
I'm
I was
apologies. Well, yeah, when they're
like,
singing
did he
and also,
die?
all that's happening,
But that
and
scene is
then
also
they're
great.
walking back, and then you're like, oh, and Sato gets him and cuts his like lops his head off, and you're like, what the fuck? And now you're like, you really want him to win. And
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
the
even the
time.
scene, I mean, there's a lot of great little action ones when they go to the foundry and they've chased him there. And it's a part of the trailer, but it's when Douglas's character is running, he's going to shoot, and that bus is coming up behind him, forcing him to run more. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of excitement in there. And then, of course, the
Yes.
finale is spectacular. And you think he's going to put him through the bamboo stick, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a great little moment. I mean, a lot of the good stuff is the action moments, but
Yeah.
even his moments in the Japanese nightclub are very cool. Just the
I love
scenery in
it.
Japan of
Yes.
the dichotomy between when they see him at night and when they go in the daytime. They really change it up.
It's
So
just
those are
awesome.
some of the great moments in that. And then one of my favorites to start off. I mean, I know I made fun of it a little bit, but the strip race is just like fantastic for all involved, for all involved, for all
Yeah.
involved.
I adore it too.
The women get to enjoy Austin Butler, and the men get to enjoy Zoe Kravitz. It's
Yes.
really good. Yep.
That's
The Russian
awesome. I
showing up and
adore it.
beating him up is a shock
Awesome.
when the first time you see it, because he gets fucking, I mean,
And it's very
beaten close to
brutal.
death,
Exactly. And you're
brutal.
like not
He doesn't even put
expecting
up a
it.
fight. He
Hmm.
doesn't even put up a fight. He gets
No,
micro beats the shit out of him.
that's
It's
true.
just wild. Um, the flashback of the car is tough.
Yeah.
But when the bar shootout is also a bit of, it feels Tarantino-esque to me, a little
Yes, very
surprising,
Tarantino-esque.
very
Exactly.
surprising in that. And then the heat when Hank finally meets the Hebrews, and then of course the ending. But I love when he gets to spend time with Leave, and of course D'Onofrio. I kind of wish he spent most of the movie with them. Like,
Me
I'm not gonna lie
too.
to you. Like,
I
I'm kind
wish
of
they
like,
would have
God, I
taken him
wish.
hostage for a longer time and then
Yeah,
take him from
yeah.
one house to the. I
Hmm.
adored this. I wish they had
Yeah.
more of that interaction.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's great. And then when they go, they go see their mom, and it's Shabbos, and it's just, I mean, it was a lot of fun. And then obviously they go to the Hermitage Club, and that's how the ending things. But when they walk in there with the Uzis and someone's wedding, shit's blowing up, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's
So
so insane and so
those
cool.
guys are spectacular
They're
in that film
amazing.
when they finally show up.
Vincent and Liv are just
Oh,
phenomenal. And they bring out
phenomenal.
like the great action in Hank's character too, in Austin.
And
So yeah.
I know Liev Schreiber is of Jewish faith, of Jewish descent. I didn't know Vincent did not. I mean, they are speaking Yiddish.
You
Again, I don't know how to speak Yiddish.
but you
So that being said, if
recognize
there are
Yiddish.
some
Yeah.
Jewish people speaking that they were killing it, like they're speaking it so fluently. Again,
Yeah.
from my ears, it seems like they're doing it fluently.
Yeah.
Seems like they're doing it flawlessly. Again, like I said, I'm an American who doesn't know how to speak Yiddish. So to my ears, they could have been, I mean, it could have been fake. They could have been speaking Klingon, I
Yeah.
guess, and lying to me. But it was
But
just
they were
so
just so
effortlessly that I
convincing
really
as these
believe, so
characters. Yeah.
convincing.
Oh my
So
God.
convincing.
You could
I
tell
would
these are
watch a
two.
show based on them.
Me
would,
too. Oh my
I would
God.
watch the show based on
And
how they
I
got
know
to
it
where they
would
are.
get really nasty and violent, so I
Yes.
would
Mm-hmm.
watch that too because I want to see what
Mm-hmm.
they do to people. Like they're also always talking about what they do to people. Hey, can you show us, please? The
Well, not
amount
only
of
that, but it's
torture.
like this dichotomy of like they're very big on their faith, but yet it's like they don't follow the teachings. You know what I mean? Like, and even the mother tries to pretend like she doesn't know what they're up to. You
Exactly.
know what I
So, which
mean?
is
Like
so
it's
adorable.
yeah.
So I want to
Mm-hmm.
see like I want to see them doing torturing someone and then going to their mom and like praying. So I want to see this conflict, this
Mm-hmm.
dichotomy. So I just want to see it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I like how the young Jewish girls are like kind of looking at they're fawning over Austin Butler's character because
Like,
he's
oh
eating
my God.
the soup. Yeah, I love that.
Yes. Okay. So Scott, because now we
Mhm.
have you, and now we've had this conversation that is very exciting and very interesting and just, made my day. What is next for Scott? What are you doing next on the Church
Oh,
of Tarantino?
well, we've knocked it back down to just 2 episodes. Last year was four. That was too much. I
Uh,
really wore myself thin. So we
Say,
do 2 episodes a month. We have what I'm calling this year. So I changed up some series. Like I the episodes keep going, but I change up what I talk about, right? So I try to change up every year, do something new. I continue my ranking Tarantino, which I think I'll probably keep that. That'll probably be the second show I do until I die,
oh
whenever I
yeah,
end this thing. I thought it
no.
was going to be ending after 5 years, but he keeps announcing things, and there's a play, and so I'll probably be
Yes.
around for forever.
Yeah, you will. Good
So we
for
do
us.
ranking Tarantino, which is the third Friday in the month. And then for this year, we're doing the whole bloody discussion because originally I thought this was going to be the end. So it's like a legacy look back. So we've done a bunch of, we looked at his controversies already. We looked at the Tarantino verse, his films. Right now, we're in a 6 month run of the ultimate. Where we're talking about what we think the ultimate movie, scenes, character, all that stuff is. And then we'll close it out. And then I'm still figuring out what next year I'm going to do for what I call the main episode. So we're doing that. I also have another show I do with Steve Smith, a buddy who's also an acolyte, but we've been doing the Men of Action. And on the Men of Action, we've done Black Rain. We actually looked at Black
Oh
Rain,
la la.
and probably back in our second season or first season of being the Men of Action, we looked at Black Rain up against his brothers. We were comparing movies of either an actor's career or directors, and then we did a sequel season where we put two sequels against each other. Now we're doing Men on a Mission, Woman on a Mission movies, and I like that a lot better. We've really so it's able to talk about fun action movies we liked without talking about them the way we used to. So if there's a mission, so I'm recording with you. So we just put out a Star Wars one, Rogue One, and we talked about the mission of them having to go see this message, find this place, and then steal the plans. Like, so we talk about the mission and we don't talk technically about the movie. We kind of compare was it a good mission? Did it suck? Did everyone die? That way. And I'm not sure when this comes out, but in June, we will be putting to bed. We will finish our 40-month journey of doing all of Bruce Willis's straight to demand videos.
Oh my God.
Been a long, long 3+ year journey. I'm kind of glad it's about to end.
Oh my God.
It has been yeah, we were dumb. We were those people like, what would you like to do that is just absolutely insanity? And so we said, let's do this. And as a cinephile, it has given me a better appreciation of movies because I don't think you can really truly understand. And this is why we've talked about some of the other movies. I don't think you can tell me Oppenheimer is the greatest film ever made if you haven't seen some of the worst films ever made. You
That's
have to
true.
have a barometer, and then you start to realize, okay, where all these movies go, right? So seeing some of these has been tough, but it's also been a bit sad because people have people who took advantage of Bruce Willis towards the end of his career for
Yeah.
sure.
Especially when
Just
his, I
even some of
think,
our
memory
research, you
was,
could tell.
yeah.
Yep, he is in the latter ones. He's barely there. It's really bad. It's
I
really
can't
sad to
believe
see.
because when I was a
Yep.
kid, John McClane was like someone I
Oh
had a
my God.
crush.
Yes.
I
Oh.
swear, and we even watched like weird movies of his, like Hudson
Yep.
Hawk, which I don't think anyone has
Hudson
ever seen,
Hawk.
and
Yeah.
I loved it. Oh my God!
Yep.
So and there was this movie with Sarah Jessica Parker where there was a serial
Mm-hmm.
killer killing women he knew. I just adored him. I seriously, and the more cocky and kind of like in your face, American hero. I was like, oh my God, I have orgasms watching him. So for me, the idea to see him alive, but having this sad end of the
Mm-mm.
run, I don't know. It's just
It
heartbreaking.
it sometimes looks like someone has gotten out of the memory care facility and is like standing in the road,
Oh my
and they're
God,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, you want to say this word?" And he's got an earpiece piece in, and
Oh
people are
my
probably reading his
God.
lines, and he barely delivers them, and
Can you
it's
believe these poor
the
guys?
last few have been rough. The last couple, probably a year or so, have been rough watching some of these end of his career
They kind of
movies. They're
milked him
bad.
dry, I think, until his last bit of
Yep.
memory left. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
sadly, they milked him for to get money, and
Yeah.
we believe that it's either been used for the sex trade or they're embezzling things. Like that doesn't make sense. The $20 million,
No.
they get a $20 million budget and they make less than $90,000.
Of
That is the
course.
kind of most people will be fired. That business will be shut down. But they've made 40 of these things. So
No, no, no.
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So, but that's what I'm at. So mostly I'm at the church. We've got a lot coming up this year. We've got the new movie written by
Yes.
Tarantino with Brad Pitt in it. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, can you
Next
believe?
year, probably around this time, hopefully I will flown over to England. I'm gonna put out some stuff to our
You're
fellow
going to watch the
acolytes.
play.
We're
Oh
gonna go
my
to the play.
God.
I'm gonna try to
This
see how
is
many people want to go.
insane.
Get ourselves some time ahead of time to kind of start planning. And then we'll see what happens. They announced that him and Stallone are going to do a TV series that could come out in 2020. We don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Oh my
So
God,
there's
that
a lot of
sounds.
things that are out there. So uh, we'll just keep going because I really the real thing is I just enjoy our conversations that we get to do on the church with all my acolytes. So it's hard to say goodbye to it because then it's like
No,
now I have to
no,
come up with a
no.
new reason to talk to everybody. You know what
No,
I
you're
mean?
not going to say
I have to come
goodbye.
up
No,
with
this will be there
so
forever.
no,
Yes.
I really did want to stay along till the final movie came out at least. And so that's I mean, if the play and you know how I feel about entertainment journalists, they suck, and they all go like, "Whoa, he's doing a play instead of his final film." Well, if you listen to my fucking interview, he said if the play goes well, he's turning into his final film. So if the play goes well, that's a 2-year run. Then he sets it up. We're probably 4 or 5 years away from the final film if we're
Yeah.
lucky.
If we're
So I
lucky.
mean, it's a
It's a
long
long
stretch. It's been
journey.
7 years this year since Once Upon a Time came out. We're looking at 12 years. That's
Oh my.
double the length between his longest run up until this year, which was 6 years between Jackie Brown and Kill Bill coming out. So
Whoa. So you never
yeah,
know. I mean,
you
yeah.
never know. But if he continues to put out movies that he's written and people go to him, like this one with David Fincher, then I'll
Cliff Booth.
continue.
Yeah, Cliff
Can't
Booth,
wait.
baby.
Can't
Can't
wait.
wait.
So
Can't
yeah,
wait. Yes.
the church is always there. It's always open. All are welcome.
Amen. I mean, Scott, I'm always happy talking to you, whether on your
It's
show, on
always
my
a
show.
joy.
And I can't wait for us to have even more films to talk about here on the
Yes.
J Days. I can't wait to have you
Yes,
back.
please.
Thank you for just being an awesome guest, but also an
Oh,
awesome
thank you.
human being in general, because,
I try.
I
We all
love
have our
you. I love
flaws.
you. Yeah, you're one of my favorites.
I may get drunk and fight Russians. You never know. Maybe I'm more like micro. I'm the Russian crazy guy saying crazy
You
things
are.
and fighting
You
people.
can be like a perfect microbe. I can tell.
I could. It's the bald head. It definitely helps. It's a start. So, but thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And plus, it's easy now. I can just send you my audio, and I don't have to worry about this, and you'll just tell me when it comes out. So it's
Yeah,
great.
don't worry. Boom. Everything is fine. Thank you so much, Scott. You're
Thank
just
you.
have a
Appreciate it.
great day. Yeah.